Well, good evening, racing fans. Welcome to racing action from Grand River Raceway on a wonderful and warmish Wednesday evening. Our first race will go to post in approximately 20 minutes. Track condition listed as fast, and the water truck just making a tour around to make sure that the track is just in tip-top shape, and it has been all year. We can expect some fast miles tonight, again, as we have been getting throughout the 2021 racing season at Grand River Raceway. Shall we get a look at the changes on this card of racing? We'll start in race number 1, the first leg of that pick 5 with a big carryover and guaranteed pool. So we have $15,000 of added money plus the pick 5 carryover of around $6,000. I'll just let the scroll tell you. $6,519.90. So a lot of money in the pick 5 pool. And in race number 1, equipment change, it is a bridle change, open bridle to blinkers, open to blinkers on the 1. Number 3, Hetty's Commander is scratched. The 10, Eternal Jewel, will score post 3. Note that number 6, Mac Just, is an equipment change, blind bridle to blinkers, blind to blinkers, and scratched is number 8, top of the bar. Scratch number 8, top of the bar. Race number 2, number 8, Dex the Land, is scratched. Race 2, scratch number 8, Dex the Land. Race number 3, there were no changes. No changes, race number 3. Race number 4, number 5, Stargazing Cruiser, is scratched. Race 4, 5, Stargazing Cruiser, is scratched. And the 5th race has no changes, race number 5. Race number 6 scratched is number 8, Danoc Don Ferdy. Race 6 scratched, number 8, Danoc Don Ferdy. And races 7 through 10 have no changes, races 7 through 10. Once again, reviewing races 1 and 2. Race 1, the 3 is scratched, the 10 is in. Note the equipment change is 1, Twin Bee Hugs, bridle change, open to blinkers. And number 6, Mac Just, is bridle change, blind bridle to blinkers. The second race, second half of the early double, and leg 2 of that pick 5, scratched is number 8, Dex the Land. Well, it is now 17 minutes to post time, 17 minutes before you have to have your pick 5 wagers in. We're going to bring in our handicapping guru, Robert Reed Jr., and color man, and sort of a co-host. Robert, how are you doing? Are you excited about the pick 5?
Definitely excited about this pick 5 tonight, Gary. You know, big carryover coming in of more than $6,500. We've guaranteed the pool at $15,000. And when we've seen this in the past, always provides a really good payout. And the sequence is not an easy one. There's certainly some horses that are going to take a lot of support, maybe get singled on a lot of tickets. But I don't think this is a cakewalk for any of the horses throughout these 5 legs, because each race is pretty contentious. And I'm thrilled that we've got such a nice sequence for such a big pool tonight.
Well, I'm excited about it too, but before we get going, there's one thing I wanted to mention to you. It's a little warm in my room. The air conditioning, for some reason, isn't quite keeping up, so I do expect from you a fair amount of sympathy for me this evening, the appropriate level of concern from Robert Reed Jr. towards the announcer here on this fine Wednesday evening. Oh, you're laughing.
Poor Gary. You know, I know I always have to deal with that here, but you know what? It's not the heat that's getting me tonight, the temperature. It's just the heat from the pick 5 carryover and all the action we're going to see tonight. That's what's getting me sweating in my seat right now.
Well, then let's get right to it. That first race, things were helped out a little bit with a couple of scratches, the 3 and 8, but the 10 draws in. Does it maybe add to the intrigue of looking at this one? And, somewhere along the way, probably when you're doing a pick 5 sequence, you're going to try to find a way to single up on a horse. And I thought some fans might single on 1, Twin Bee Hugs, but we'll find out first where you went. Your thoughts on 10, Eternal Jewel, drawing in, and how do you see this first race, and what are yours?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I love this, right? And I said this was one of the first angles that I mentioned when I first came aboard here at Grand River Raceway, and that was when the 10 horse draws in, they get overlooked. Now in the opening, like that's not going to really happen as much because it's right in front of your face and you see it there when you're making your plays. But if it was later in this pick five sequence, it would add a lot more expected value. But it still does in this opening leg. I toyed with the idea of keying number 10, Eternal Jewel. I think that Eternal Jewel is the best horse in the race, and I think we're probably going to see her fire out of there from post 3. It's a great spot to start from, too, which some people may overlook. But I did go too deep because I think that the horse that's a real sneaky one in here, Gary, is number 9, the Reigns of Titan. And that race last week, you said it was kind of a funny race the way it all panned out. Well, this one had the best movement late and now gets to start not on the gate, but from a much better starting spot in the trailing post from post 8 last time.
Well, and the Reigns of Titan is one that will be following out Twinbee Hugs. So let's get right to Twinbee Hugs because that is the 9-5 favorite and one of my 2 picks in this race. Twinbee Hugs, do you see this one being able to fire up and make the lead?
I definitely do. You got the equipment change too, right? Open to blinkers tonight, and we saw that with this one when I actually was on this one 3 starts ago, one from post 3, and did it all on the front end. Now, I just think that you've got Eternal Jewel tonight that's going to probably leave out with this one, and then Travis Henry's going to have a decision to make. But don't forget about number 4, Victoria's Secret. That horse boasts a lot of speed as well, so I think it could be a little bit busy in the first turn to get to the lead. It's going to be interesting to see how it all kind of settles down. And that's why I kind of went to the Reigns of Titan as well, is that I think that he might be sitting in the garden spot watching all that happen and might be able to trot past them, in the late stages.
So you have it 9 and 10 as a couple in the first leg, and I went to 1 and 10. I did go with Twinbee Hugs and the 10 drawing in. I'm a little afraid of the 4, Victoria Has a Secret, because before the 10 drew in, I had 1-4 as my 2 horses, and now put the 10 in front of the 4. So if that's the death of me, when you change your mind. Let's move to the second race, and right away, I think this is an interesting race because I think some fans might be wanting to key on 3, Ms. Brampton Beast off that last race, but there are some other nice ones in here. One thing that made it interesting, if you knew Susie, if that one had a spot on the gate, might even be a key, but is from the trailer post.
Yeah, and I wasn't too enthralled by that effort last time either, right? We were surprised. If you knew Susie last time in this class, really should have performed better than she did. It was the first kind of clunker that she's thrown in from a solid post position, and now she gets the trailing post, which for me is an opportunity to just kind of side against her, even though I typically am on her bandwagon. Number 3, Miss Brampton Beast. I think a lot of people might go in that direction to single tonight. I am too, because I'm getting a lot of coverage in other spots, so looking for prices elsewhere. This is a much more difficult spot than what she beat last time at Georgian Downs. That was a condition claimer for non-winners of 40,000 life, but it was the way she did it. She came her back half in 56 and 3, first start for Jody Cullen, and we see these horses when they hit that barn get better and better with each start that they have. And I think that if the track plays the way it's been playing here at Grand River, she has a massive edge because she's loaded with speed, and she showed that last time.
Now, I also used one extra horse. I used the 3 and the 6, and just taking a look at your picks just as I came upstairs. So I saw that you do have 6 as your second horse. Now, you used the key on the 3, but the 6, Coal Creek Lacey, is the one that you're most worried about. One thing I note that this one, the last time this one raced in this class back in June, had 2 starts in this class. They were both for Gary Bishop before joining with Richard Moreau, and won both of those. Coal Creek Lacey is certainly one that could be a threat to dump you out of the pick 5 in the second race.
No doubt about that. First over winner in both those efforts. The thing was, though, had the pole position got away 4th in both those races. I don't think Coal Creek Lacey has much speed off the gate. I think she's probably going to get away 5th or 6th. Maybe she can negotiate one spot better than that or find some gate speed tonight. I don't see it happening, though. And the question is, can she make up that much ground? I think she's definitely the class of the race. She's won her here before. But where does she get away off the gate? If the track plays differently tonight, then you certainly might be onto something with her. And again, I think she likely, long term, pound for pound, she might be the best horse in the race. But I'm going to side with the one I think is going to be on top.
So you have the 3, Miss Brampton Beast, and that is the one that I'm picking to win the race. I also added 6, Coal Creek Lacey. And I'm a little afraid of number 2. You know those. It is a step up in class, but gate speed and inside, but you can't take them all. Let's move to race number 3. And race 3 is interesting because it's a trot that I think is reasonably wide open, and that is why you went 4 deep. Tell us your choices and why you went the way you went.
Well, on this one here, I landed on Tom D. Baker as my top selection. And if you remember last time, Gary, we were both impressed by the way this one raced. We thought that Tom D. Baker turned a really good effort non-winners of 20,000 life. This is now a much easier spot in the condition claimer for non-winners of 25,000 life. And for me, it all comes to where he gets away. If he can get away forwardly placed, I think he might come out with the victory, and it might be one that is relatively easy for him. But I'm just not so sure how much gate speed he has either. So I wanted to go 4 deep. I liked the effort by Chamois Hall last time, moving into a condition claimer from non-winners of 5,000 life. It's kind of an interesting move. I wouldn't say it's moving way up in class, but it's definitely facing tougher. Stonebridge Nitro, third start for Melissa Lamoureux. Might see this one at her best tonight. And number 6, Italian Grit. Love the fact getting back into that condition claiming ranks where we saw a nice effort from this one 3 starts ago. So I wanted to be 4 deep, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think those are the main horses in the race.
I only used 2 in here, so that's where I've gone a little lighter. And I have 4 Tom Baker. Tom D. Baker is my top pick, and 3 Chamois Hall as my second one. So I only used 2. I used your top pick and your third one. I've left out Stonebridge Nitro. That could be the death of me. And Italian Grit scares me, leaving that one off my ticket as well. Let's go to race number 4. And we have a scratch of 5 Stargazing Cruiser. This is the OSAS 25th anniversary race, and OSAS does some great work. The 4th race, it is a field of 6 now, and yet we're each taking half the field. We see this race pretty similarly. Who is your one that you actually think is the most likely winner, and explain your choices of using 3?
Well, Senior Beach Babe is my top choice in the race. 2 starts back, was a winner in this class, wire to wire. Colin Kelly drove on that occasion. He's going to be back in the bike again tonight after this one got claimed by Bruce Goy. Went over to, raced in the preferred 3 here, so stepped way up in class, and then now gets back into the claiming ranks. Big post edge for this one, and big time speed edge, I think, with what she showed 2 starts back. The thing is, though, is that Watch Me Dance, who's my 3rd selection, goes to Gerard Demers, who we've seen had tremendous success here. Trevor Henry in the bike on that one as well. And then In the News has won this class in both of her last 2 and done so in dominating fashion. So I really tried to pare this race down further to get down to 2 horses or maybe even a key. I couldn't do it. I had to use all 3 because I think every one of those 3 horses has a right to win. And I actually threw out Artistic Meadow in the 11th hour just because of the moving up in class factor and the fact that she probably need a perfect trip to get a chance at finding the winner's circle in here.
Well, both of us do have Artistic Meadow as our 4th choice in the race, so pretty logical. Although I do have In the News on top, and the way that this mare raced in the last couple races, tough not to think that In the News might be a big factor again. Senior Beach Babe, Watch Me Dance. Well, how could you not try Watch Me Dance? First start to Gerard Demers and raced so well last time out. Watch Me Dance, Senior Beach Babe, In the News, our consensus 3. We are a little afraid of Artistic Meadow. That could be a little problem. Let's move to the final race, and it excites me that the 5th race is really a great dash. A preferred 2 and 3, a handicap trot. And, well, you didn't handicap very much because you pretty much took the field.
Yeah, I decided to spread out in this one. I think this is a fantastic race for a preferred 2 and 3 handicap on the trot here, and it always is. This race is always such an exciting event here at Grand River Raceway, and we see so many things happen. But poor Willie Irwoni now gets sent out to the outside post again off his win on Industry Day. Now, he won from the 7 hole on that occasion. Here's the deal, though. Front-end speed bias was killer that day, and 11 of 11 leaders won. So he was riding that, and I don't know if that's going to be the case tonight. And also, he's got to start from one spot further out. So I think he's up against it. So I wanted to spread out because I think some are going to be using Willie Irwoni, and I wanted to use the inside 5 as well as Timel Houdini, who disappointed me last time when I needed him to win, and he went first over a long way. Trailing Post might get a better trip tonight. I went to Power and Grace as my top selection, but I really think it might be a cavalry charge into that opening turn. and anything can happen.
Well, I like your idea. If you're alive going into the fifth, and this is such a wide open dash, a lot of great horses in it, probably just take out the three toughest post positions, the three least likely post positions to win, and have a bunch of the field. One thing I can tell you, if I'm not alive by the fifth race, you know where I'm cheering, don't you? Come on, 6, 7, and 8. Let's go.
If I'm alive, I can imagine. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8, you'll be all over them because Gary Guy's such a team player.
That's me. Well, listen, now I should mention, I did handicap this race a little bit. And I took one Sicario as the one that I actually think is going to win from the inside post position. I know the form's not as good of late, but I think Sicario overall can be really good on an inside in this class. And I expect a big effort from Sicario. 5, Power and Grace. Love Power and Grace. Can get off the gate well. And Tamil Houdini and Steve Boston's, that one scares me. So I went to 159. I narrowed it down to the half of the 6 that you took in this race. Did a little more work, but even though it's a little warm over here, I worked at it. I spent a little less money, $21.60. In all honesty, Rob, I'm hoping that we both win, and I'm hoping that our fans take home some Pick 5 dough as well. Give us your thoughts on the first race now as we're getting down to 4 minutes to post time. And there again is that Pick 5 carryover, $6,519.90 plus $15,000 guaranteed in the Pick 5.
All right, let's take a look at this race number 1. But just a quick note, folks. My ticket's going to cost you $28.80 for 20 cents. And Gary and I have 12 combinations. Sorry, you know what? Check that. Nope. 18 combinations that can find us both the winner's circle tonight. 18 chances for Gary and I both to have a winning ticket, and we all know what I'm cheering for. For us both hit the winner's circle, and Gary is too tonight because he's going to be a team player with so much on the line. Race number 1, folks. We've only got 3 minutes to post. Get your wagers in. That Pick 5 pool has over $10,000 of new money in it. We've got claimers for $15,000, non-winners of $70,000 lifetime. And hey, look, right now we got a 1-9 shot on the board. Number 1, Twin Bee Hugs. Take nothing away from this mare. I've been on her in the past, but I'm going against her tonight. I went to number 10, Eternal Jewel. Why? Because you're going to get expected value with this one because some people won't even know that she's in the race, and she is actually taking a monumental drop in class tonight. Now was a 40,000 life last time, racing against Gavin Motion. Gavin Motion would be 1-9 on here, and 1-9 with a bullet. And this one's been racing against that one. And obviously 4 for 47 lifetime is scary, but this is the cheapest she's ever been in, folks. She's never been in lower than this. And I think from post 3, she's going to be able to fire off the gate and get a good spot, and she might just be the class of the field. She's certainly the current class of this race, I think, anyways. And for second, number 9, the Reigns of Titan, looking for a bomb with this one, 30-1. So 21-1, 30-1 of my selections right now. I don't think that's going to hold up by post time. This one started from post 8 last time, had the best movement late, came a back half in 59-1, and really looked like he had a lot of trot, finishing 5th, only beaten 2 lengths. I like this one underneath. Then number 1, Twin Bee Hugs, pole position, equipment change, suggests early speed. She's obviously the one to beat, but I'm taking a stand against her, trying to get us a good price in this opening leg of the Pick 5. And then number 7, Secretly Flashy, another sneaky one that I think can hit the ticket. And actually, it was a nice winner last time at Clinton, and now there's a 1,500 last 3. But I see the trotters are moving out onto the track. We're going to come back and talk about this race further in just a few moments with Gary Guy.
Field 4 race. Number 1 is on break. 1 is Twin Bee Hugs. Travis Henry for Francis Dumichel. Number 2, Archie Hill. Steve Houdon for Gino Toscani. 3 is Scratch. 4 is Victoria Has a Secret. Scott Young for Brittany Kennedy and Dean and Ashley Wilson. 5 is Power Move. Travis Cullen for Barry Drury. Number 6 is Mac Justice, Brent Ballore for Karen McIntyre and Daniel McIntyre. Number 7, Secretly Flashy, Scott Culver, Dennis Morrissey. 8 is Scratched. 9 is The Reigns of Titan, Tyler for Marissa Miller and Ezra Andy Miller. And number 10 is Eternal Jewel. It's ramped down for Jared Bothwell. It is a field of 8. Race number 1. We're getting down to post time for race number 1, the first of the pick 5. And you still have a couple minutes left to get your pick 5 tickets in. Let's get a look at this field, Rob, and right away we're going to stay right there with number 10, Eternal Jewel, drawing in. Drops in class and fits very well with this group, and also, well, has been leaving out of post position 3 a bunch, so certainly will know his way to post 3.
Yeah, I think so. And you look at the horses that she's been racing against: Gavin Motion, Aim High Hanover, Herb's Journey, even Archie Star over at Georgian Downs. I mean, what price would those horses be in here, Gary? They'd be massive favorites. They'd be overwhelming favorites. This is a huge drop down in class to this condition claimer for $15,000 non-winners of $70,000 life from a straight non-winners of $40,000 life. And in all honesty, I think that we see that overlay right now. There is a huge win bet sitting in the pool right now on the one Twin Bee Hugs, but also I think people forget sometimes these ones can draw in. So if someone's advanced betting, or if someone is maybe wagering without hearing us or seeing the changes, they don't even know this horse might be in the race. And right now, I think that poses a big value opportunity on the board right now, and also in that pick 5.
There's number 9, the Reigns of Titan, following out Twin Bee Hugs. And we mentioned we think the Twin Bee Hugs will be leaving. The Reigns of Titan, off such a great effort last time out, has some speed. If Tyler Moore can have this one up close early, which he should have a good chance to, he's definitely a player. 30-1, huge price.
Yeah, 30 to 1's a big price on this one. I think he's getting overlooked because you go back 2 starts back. This one raced pretty well to win at Clinton, going wire to wire from the pole position last time. Got away in a different time zone from post 8. Was over 15 lengths out of her at the quarter. And while the race did fall apart in the front end, really this one had the best movement late. Got beat by 2 lengths and looked like he had a lot of trot under the wire. And you look at it, and certainly Tyler Moore gets along with this one every time he's aboard. Turns in a decent effort. Trailing post tonight. If something funny happens, a lot of speed up front, this one can get a clear lane. Maybe can get there at a big, big price of 30-1 right now.
Number 1, Twin Bee Hugs. You did not use this one as your pick 5, and yet is 1-5 on the board. Certainly getting a lot of backing and has some form. Are you nervous at all?
I'm not nervous because you know what? Sometimes you got to throw the favorite out, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to probably say, "Hey, you know what? That's what you need to do to catch the big tickets." Others are going to say, "Well, you're crazy. You got to use this horse. She's 1-5." But at the end of the day, 3 starts back, I was all over this horse, and what I think was an easier group than this one. Well, it was actually in a lower class. Went wire to wire, held on by half a length. Last time followed the winner. So you can't forget about that. She followed the winner last time and still got beat by a length and finishing 3rd. For me, 1-5 is way too short on Twin Bee Hugs. She might go out there and beat me. If she does, I'll tip my cap and say, oh, well, I got beat by a 1-5 shot.
Number 7, Secretly Flashy, 30-1, also one that's driven up from the 1-5 on the inside. Secretly Flashy is one that some people will be using in their pick 5, and that's not a foolish move.
I don't think so, because you look at last week, we said it was kind of a funny race the way it unfolded. Everything kind of fell apart. And it ended up kind of coming in strange with 71-1 winning it and other prices as well. Well, one of the new faces to the class, Secretly Flashy. Last time, an easy winner at Clinton. 2 starts back, got beat by Reigns of Titan only by half a length. I think maybe the newer faces are the ones to go with here. Eternal Jewel, Secretly Flashy, and the Reigns of Titan, who really, last time, you don't even count that effort because he ended up getting away a 9th off the gate. So Secretly Flashy looked good on the track right just a minute ago. The problem for him is where she's going to be coming from.
Number 4, Victoria Has a Secret. There's Scott Young on the track. Made a break last time out. Doesn't show a lot of a breaking action when you look further back. Victoria Has a Secret. The only ones in the past 6 to not make the top 3 were a post 8 here and then the trailer post. Victoria Has a Secret, 8-1, is also one that people will be strongly considering.
Yeah, big time speed threat from that one. And certainly one you have to consider. But the problem for me is post 4 and speed on the inside. How does the trip work out today? I think Victoria Has a Secret always is a big chance when she gets away well, but she's going to have to work for it tonight.
Well, we'll see how this first leg of the pick 5 unfolds, and they are moving in, shaking up their positions. Twin Bee Hugs, Archie Hill on the inside, and in the center, Eternal Jewel. Victoria Has a Secret and Power Move. On the outside, Mac Justice and Secretly Flashy, the second tier, the Reigns of Titan. It's a field of 8 for the first dash. First of 10 on a warmish Wednesday at the river, and they are at the start of the ROV. Twinbee Hugs, Eternal Jewel leaving, and Victoria Has a Secret. Mac Justice on the outside. Archie Hill now driving through to the inside is the Reigns of Titan. Twinbee Hugs has got the lead. Victoria Has a Secret is second, but still caught on the outside, and Eternal Jewel is right there on the inside, filling the pocket. Mac Justice racing fourth, and then the Reigns of Titan and Archie Hill. Victoria Has a Secret is looking to drive on and is trying to clear to the front. Victoria Has a Secret has the lead. Twinbee Hugs is second. Eternal Jewel is racing third, but now it is going to be Twinbee Hugs to come right back around and reclaim the front. Victoria Has a Secret is second. Eternal Jewel is third. Then the Reigns of Titan, forwardly placed fourth, and then it's back to Archie Hill and Power Move, and further back Secretly Flashy, and then Mac Justice with the front. Twinbee Hugs as they race the way off the turn and they come on towards us. Victoria Has a Secret sits the pocket, and now here comes Eternal Jewel. Eternal Jewel is moving on the outside and coming rapidly, is only a length off the lead and bringing the Reigns of Titan with her. They race on past the half in 58 and 3. Archie Hill to the outside, down to the inside is Power Move, and then it is back to Secretly Flashy and Mac Justice. It is Twinbee Hugs, the 4-5 favorite. Now getting a serious challenge. Eternal Jewel to the outside. Eternal Jewel coming on against Twinbee Hugs. It's Eternal Jewel and Twinbee Hugs dueling as they race their way towards three quarters. Victoria Has a Secret is third, and then it is Power Move on the inside to the outside. The Reigns of Titan. Three wide Archie Hill. Secretly Flashy and Mac Justice. And it is Eternal Jewel who leads it by a length and a quarter. Three quarters in 128. Twinbee Hugs on the inside. Eternal Jewel and Twinbee Hugs, and Victoria Has a Secret is third. Then Power Move and the Reigns of Titan, they turn for home. Eternal Jewel as they come on down the lane. Twinbee Hugs on the inside is fighting. Eternal Jewel is still working gamely though. Eternal Jewel and Twinbee Hugs. Eternal Jewel wins and Twinbee Hugs was second. Then third looked like it was Power Move over Victoria Has a Secret. 158 and 3. Eternal Jewel did drop down to 2-1. Finally took some money. Came down to second status and lived up to that money drop. Had to work really hard in the lane, Rob, but was able to put away a stubborn Twinbee Hugs who hung a long way.
Definitely, but you know what? This price, I think it's actually an overlay at 2-1. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When this horse drew in, I immediately got so excited, Gary, because Eternal Jewel, it's such a big drop in class, you know, and I wanted to see this one get away with the lead or the two-hole. The lead was going to be tough against Twinbee Hugs, and Victoria's Has a Secret had a different idea, but Brett McDonald played it right. He just came first over with the best horse and grinded that one down. It came close at the wire, obviously, but remember, Eternal Jewel, just 4 for 47 in her career, and class was the difference tonight. She probably didn't really know what to do when she had the lead there, and how do I close this out? I don't usually find the winner's circle.
I was feeling confident coming to the finish that I had both of them. I had the 1 and 10 were my two top ones, but certainly cheering for the 10 because that'll be the lighter used one, I believe, in the pick 5.
Oh, I think it's not just a lighter used one. I think that's by a wide margin, Gary. We see an overlay on this one because of post 10 in this race. Whatever it is in the multis, it's a much bigger price. Way bigger expected value because people that are advanced betting and betting in different scenarios might not know she's even in, and they ignore the also eligible. I had someone on Twitter say, hey, you're picking the 10 in the first leg. There's no 10 in the race. So trust me, this is a good result for this pick 5.
Well, if there's no 10 in the race, then why is the 10 with Brett McDonald wheeling back into the winner's circle? It's Eternal Jewel, a 4-year-old wheelin' and dealin' bay mare, owned and trained by Jared Bothwell. Brett McDonald, the winning driver. It is the second win this year, 5th lifetime. Eternal Jewel in 158 and 3. There's the wide smile of Brett McDonald in the winner's circle on this warmish Wednesday evening. Also note that the photography work is done by Tiffany Chantel Photography, and you can get those win photos about 10 minutes after each race. She's available at the photo booth, which is at the west end of the grandstand and facing the paddock. The pick 5 pool, $29,985. The first race payouts: 10 Eternal Jewels, 650 to 80 to 51, Twin Bee Hugs to 50 to 20, and 5 Power Move 910. $2 Exactor 1350, dollar Try 89.20, and the dollar Super 285.35. Fans, just to note, it is OSAS Night at the Races, the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society. And note that OSAS is active on social media, especially Facebook, where people can follow the progress of horses in the program and many of the graduates as they enjoy their life after racing. I'll also note that OSAS just welcomed to the program Easy Lover Hanover, a winner of more than $1 million in his long career. We saw him finish up his career at Grand River Raceway. And also note the winner of the OSAS 25th anniversary race today, race 4, will receive a beautiful cooler with OSAS and COSA logo, sponsored by the Central Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society, COSA, and of course OSAS. And they'll also receive 2 boxes of unique note cards featuring portraits of OSAS ambassador horses, as well as 2 T-shirts and hats with commemorative anniversary logos. Making the presentation, we'll have that after the 4th race. The first race order finish from the top: 2, 7, scratch, 4, 3, 8, 5, scratch, 6, 1. That's 2, 7, scratch, 4, 3, 8, 5, scratch, 6, 1.
Since 1996, the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society has facilitated the retraining and management of more than 1,000 retired and non-racing standardbred horses. This award-winning organization also plays a key role in the advocacy and promotion of the breed's versatility and suitability for many equine disciplines beyond harness racing. Volunteers and temporary foster homes are vital to our success. If you have a passion for standardbreds, learn more at osas.ca.
All right, folks. Well, in the opener, Eternal Jewel got it done to keep both Gary and I alive in our pick fives. Hopefully you're still alive too. And thank you so much for the support tonight, folks. Almost $30,000 of new money in that pick five pool. Thank you so much for playing along and tuning in. Fantastic stuff. Let's hope we'll have lots of winners come race 5, and hopefully me and Gary can finally map out a winning ticket. Now let's move to race number 2. Filly and Mares Claimers for a price tag of $8,500. And well, it's time for my single. Number 3, Miss Brampton Beast is my top selection and my single in the pick 5. Last time, was first time off the claim for Jody Cullen. A real nice winner by 4 lengths, back half of 56-3 at Georgian Downs. And that was a much easier race. Don't get me wrong. Now winners of 40,000 life condition claimer. Moves way up to an open claimer here tonight. But you know what? I think she can handle it because that effort was so impressive. And it got one tap around the final turn from Travis Cullen. That's all it really took. And then I think he had her shut down at the wire. It looked good coming back to the winner's circle as well. So I am firmly on Miss Brampton Beast and the big speed edge, right? Speed is so good here at Grand River. It's been so good. If that bias still holds up, she's going to be there and she'll be tough to catch. So I did single Miss Brampton Beast. She is my top selection. But number 6, Cold Creek Lacey is not one to sleep on at 7-1 especially. This one was winning here at Grand River in this class before moving on to Mohawk Park where she won in for $18,000 in a condition claimer. And since it's kind of tailed off a bit, the big knock on Cold Creek Lacey is the lack of gate speed. I think she's going to get away and have to do a lot of work tonight. Going to get away probably 5th or 6th, maybe further back, and have to do a lot of work. And I'm not sure how the race pans out for her, but if she can get close, she can get there because she has a great kick late, and we've seen her do it before in this class. Massive class relief tonight for Cold Creek Lacey. It just depends on the trip scenario, but right now it's 7-1. That's a nice price, even though I am single to number 3, Miss Brampton Beast. And number 2 is my third selection, Why Not Haas? I thought that this one obviously is raced fantastic in her last 2, a massive winner last time by more than 8 lengths, and a 7 claimer at Kawartha Downs, and one before that in the same class. This is a much tougher spot. And I think that, this class compared to Kawartha might be a bit tougher as well, but you've got to respect this one's early speed, and it'll be interesting to see if they hook up early. Why Not Haas and Miss Brampton Beast? I think that Miss Brampton Beast can get the better of that one. Maybe they should line up 3-2, and then I'll certainly be content with the trip scenario for my single. But Why Not Haas is one you need to use underneath because she is a big-time speed threat from the inside. Then I went to number 9, If You Knew Susie. Her nose is not on the gate tonight. It was an underwhelming effort last time. She still merits respect to get a piece of it. I'm just not sure how it works out for her this evening. So I'm sticking with number 3, Miss Brampton Beast, as my single and my top selection. The Filly, the Mares are moving out onto the track for the post parade. We'll come back in just a few moments to talk about it more with Gary Guy.
Field for the second on parade 1, Chocolate Milk Toast Natasha Day for Sean Hyatt and Gary Bickford. Number 2, Why Not Haas, Preston Shaw for Emily Leake. And 3, Miss Brampton Beast, Travis Cullen for Jody Cullen. And 4 is Runaway Heiress, Scott Calder for Patrick Bissett and Gary Stoddard. 5, Shake It If You Got It, Ryan DeBroche for Dolores Bastelone and Brittany Dillon. Number 6 is Cold Creek Lacey, wrapping up for Richard Morrow and Don Beeland and Michelle Goodrow. 7 is Frills and Lace, Tyler Jones for Courtney Robinson and Natalie Sagan. And 9 is If You Knew Susie, Colin Kelly for Kyle Bossens and Daryl Newbiging. Well, let's get a look at this field, and we do have to start right away with a look at number 3, Ms. Brampton Beast, who skated all the way on top. So very impressive last time out. And 56-3. I know you mentioned that Cold Creek Lacey can be a big-time closer, but Ms. Brampton Beast also was still finishing sharply at the finish last time out.
And she was shut down at the wire. She got one tap on the final turn, probably just to remember to stay on her business. But at the wire, you could see the field closing in on her. The margin was probably wider than 5 lengths right before the wire, and then Travis took a big hold of her. Right now, she looks fantastic on the track, doesn't she? 2-5 on the board. We've seen Jody Cullen take ones in the past and set them right up the ladder. I think that might be the case with this one. Faced much easier last time, but did it in such a nice fashion. I think she'll be tough to beat, especially if the speed bias holds up, Gary.
Number 6, Coal Creek Lacey. Now, you mentioned that this one doesn't get off the gate well. The last 3 races at Mohawk, not good, but actually he'd score a win against much tougher than these in 54-2, July the 6th, and won a couple of races in this class before that for Gary Bishop. The thing with Coal Creek Lacey, if there could be some inside speed, and Miss Brampton Beast is leaving, and Why Not Haas is probably firing. I wonder if the inside One Chocolate Milquetoast, just because of the inside post 1, might leave. There might be a way for Coal Creek Lacey to have some fractions to run at.
Yeah, there definitely could be big speed in here early. It just depends on, what the lineup's going to be and who wants to be where. And I think that, Travis Cullen's going to want the front with Miss Brampton Beast. They proved it last time, first start off the claim, and you certainly don't want to be not on the engine when you're a heavy favorite in this class from the inside. Why Not Haas might blast out, might create some early speed early, but if they line up and there's a second quarter breather, I find it really difficult for Coal Creek Lacey to get into the race. But, class can do some mysterious things, right? Even if the race makeup doesn't work out for her, she might be able to overcome it because she's been a winner in here before. In fact, she dominated this class for those 2 efforts when she won first over and did it kind of easy. Was a nice winner at Mohawk Park as well. I'm not going to sleep on her in here. I did key number 3, Miss Brampton Beast, but 6-1 on the board on Coal Creek Lacey is a fine price, that's for sure.
Number 2, Why Not Haas is the one that I'm afraid of that I left out of my pick 5 and might come back to haunt me. 9 out of 9 on the top 3. Yeah, in tougher, but boy, I tell you, has really been rocking. Back with Emily Leake, had been away for one start because of claims, but Why Not Haas can get off the gate and really brings in the form. 9-time winner last year as well.
And you got to love the fact that Emily Leake and Preston Shaw jumped right back in too, right? They had the horse, 2 starts back, was an easy winner. It was a nice effort, 45 cents to the dollar in an open 7 claimer at Kawartha Downs, and then claimed her back, and she won by 8.5 lengths that start. So she 12-1 on the board, I think, is an overlay on this one. I'm not sure how that class matches up against this one. It's a move up in class for sure, but just even the stock at Kawartha Downs versus here at Grand River. I think she's going to be a part of the early pace scenario and should get a piece of it. Land on the trifecta. 10-1 is a pretty solid price.
There's number 9, If You Knew Susie. We've been in love with this one. That last race, 55-4, but didn't really fire the way we've seen in the past. Still, the overall speed was still there. One thing I will say, If You Knew Susie just might also be part of the early speed, even though from the trailer, because she might follow somebody out just enough and then try to loop around. If you're looking for what could help Coal Creek Lacey. Also, If You Knew Susie's probably going to try, or at least a good reason to think, might try to keep on trucking and find a way to the front.
Yeah, it's pretty wild too, right? 45 cents to the dollar, 2 starts back, easy winner, even money last time, finished 4th, and now everyone goes in a different direction. 7-1 on the board tonight. The trailing post has a lot to do with that. I also think the races come up a lot tougher. You see Coal Creek Lacey coming back, Miss Brampton Beast coming over, second start off the claim, and another one new phase 2, and Why Not Haas. So I think, now down to 5-1 If You Knew Susie, she's good enough with the right scenario. I'm just not sure if it's going to work out tonight.
Number 1, Chocolate Milquetoast is interesting because we had 7 post 1s here on Monday night. And although, it shows a little bit of gate speed, I'm not sure. But we've seen horses recently from post 1 that we weren't sure of the gate speed and then fire out and make the front. How do you see 1 Chocolate Milquetoast?
Yeah, the pole position can create gate speed, that's for sure. Didn't see it 2 starts back, when got away 4th and finished in that position, but that was in a tougher class. That wasn't against In the News and those girls that we're going to see a little later on. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Chocolate Milquetoast push out and get a piece of this. Not sure if she's a win candidate, though.
Well, we'll see who is the win candidate and winner very quickly because they are moving in behind the gate. It is a field of 8 for the second race. Chocolate Milk Toast, Why Not Haas, and Ms. Brampton Beast on the inside. In the center, Runaway Eras and Shake It If You Got It. On the outside, Coal Creek Lacey, Frills and Lace, and If You Knew Susie. Field for the second race. Gathering speed. There at the start of the rough. Why Not Haas, Ms. Brampton Beast, and Frills and Lace from the outside. And Shake It If You Got It, down to the inside, Chocolate Milk Toast. Why Not Haas has got the lead. It's Frills and Lace who's going to push the issue and is driving on the outside. Ms. Brampton Beast comes away third. And then Shake It If You Got It, Chocolate Milk Toast on the inside. If You Knew Susie, then back to Runaway Eris, and Coal Creek Lacey is last in the early going. Why Not Haas has got the lead as they race on to the opening quarter. Frills and Lace at 60-1 is on the inside filling the pocket. 28 seconds the opening quarter. Ms. Brampton Beast is racing third. Chocolate Milk Toast is fourth. Then Shake It If You Got It and If You Knew Susie. And Runaway Eris and Coal Creek Lacey with a lot of work to do trailing the field. Why Not Haas off that 28-second opening quarter. Looking for a breather coming up to the half. And it is Frills and Lace. Now here comes Ms. Brampton Beast quickly surging on the outside first over. Chocolate Milk Toast to the outside as well. It is Ms. Brampton Beast as they work their way on past the half in 57-4. Dueling with Why Not Haas? Why Not Haas still with the lead, though. Ms. Brampton Beast on the outside, getting some urging, appeared to hang out a little there on the turn, but now, as they straighten out on down the backstretch, now is moving up and is only about a half length off the lead. Chocolate Milk Toast is going to take over third, and then, but is Frills and Lace, and If You Knew Susie is out 3 wide and is coming rapidly, and now Coal Creek Lacey is kicking in, but with a lot of work to do, and bringing Runaway Eris with her. They race their way on towards the top of the shred, 3/4, 126-4. And it is Why Not Haas, but looming as If You Knew Susie was making a spirited bid. And Ms. Brampton Beast is backing way in Chocolate Milk Toast. And also coming now is Runaway Eris. Why Not Haas as they come on down the lane. If You Knew Susie, Why Not Haas is going to win it at 15-1. If You Knew Susie was second, Chocolate Milk Toast third. And Runaway Eris fourth, 156-3. Why Not Haas? There might be some pick 5 tickets that hit the floor there with 15-1 horse in the second race. Went to the front, and the speed bias held up, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? We looked at it and we said, it might line up 2-3-3-2. Well, I don't have to usually look at my program. When I handicap a card with the Horse Players Journal here at Grand River, usually I know the horses. And I had to actually look at my program to see who that was firing out. Number 7, Frills and Lace, fired out. And that was kind of the X factor, wasn't it? Because ended up getting into the 2-hole. Now Miss Brampton Beast has to come first over. Not sure if she liked the turns, to be honest. And kind of, like you mentioned, went wide to the one turn there. And Why Not Haas just kept on trucking on the front end. And you said you were worried about this one. I thought, yes, I put the horse in for third. Thought a big-time speed threat, but I really believe Miss Brampton Beast would get the better of this one. I didn't use this one on my pick 5. I think a lot of people just got knocked out, 15-1 on the board. And, you and I, Gary, probably left saying, speed horse, speed track, what the heck were we thinking?
My original plan was to make sure I figured out what horse I thought would make the front and make sure that I didn't leave that one out of the pick 5. I thought the 2, Why Not Haas, would make the front, and what do? I left Why Not Haas out at my own peril.
Yeah, we even knew, too, that Coal Creek Lacey was going to be up against it, no gate speed and just not something as conducive to winning here at Grand River. And having to rail those 2 starts before, get away fourth, coming first over is a different story than coming from last. And you got to give, the hat off to Preston Shaw and Emily Leake, who ended up claiming this one back and bringing over here, moving up in class, having the confidence in this mare, and going right on down the road to get the job done. Nice victory.
Well, we might have doubted the 9 for 9 and the efforts at Kawartha, but I think we're less of a doubter now, and so are some others who didn't use this one in the pick 5. But the pick 5 after that 10 winning in the first, and then 2 Why Not Haas here, The numbers, the payout in the Big Five is climbing. If you're still alive, I hope you are. It's a 2-9-1-4 in the second race, and back in front of us is number 2. Why Not Haas, a 6-year-old Cam Mystic Bay mare, owned by Emily Leake and Preston Shaw. Emily Leake is the trainer. Preston Shaw, the winning driver. 21st win lifetime. 4th this year. Why Not Haas? Why not? The second race payouts to Why Not Haas, 33, 70, 1190, and 590. 9 if you do Susie 8, 10, 621, Chocolate Milk Toast 1060. $2 exactor, $203, $60 try, $454.15. The dollar super, $1,466. And the double of 10 and 2, $93.30. Field for the second race. Order of finish 316-475-8 scratch 2. That's 316-475-8 scratch 2. Third dash going to post in 7 minutes. Fans note the claim at number 4, Tom D. Baker.
All right, folks. Well, why not Haas? Probably just sent a lot of tickets to the sidelines. A 15-1 winner in the second race, beating a heavy favorite. Good luck if you're still alive. And if you're not, hey, why not jump in on our early pick 4 wager here in race number 3? We've got trotters, condition claimers with a price tag of $15,000, and the condition is now winners of $25,000 life. And I went to number 4, Tom D. Baker. Right now, 7-5 on the board and claimed. This one raced really well last time from the trailing post. Ended up getting an overland trip, moved wide around the last turn, finishing second to a pumped-up winner in Halliday Dream. The winner on that occasion was much too good for the field, but Tom D. Baker chased that one gamely to the wire. Still got beat 2 lengths, or length and 3/4, but I thought it was an impressive closing effort. And now owners of 20,000 life, now moving into this condition claimer, and it's a much easier spot, that's for sure. It's going to come down to the trip scenario. If you look at the post positions too, trailing post, post 7 in his last 3. Now gets a nice spot to work from in post 4. So he shouldn't get away, worse than, 3rd or 4th, you would think. Maybe even will be tried to be forwardly placed tonight by Dagfin. I think Tom D. Baker is the best horse in the race right now. 7-5 on the board. Looking for who I like for second, number 5, Stonebridge Nitro. Right now, 5-1 on the board. Taking a little more support than I expected. Was hoping for a price on this one. 3rd start for Melissa Lamoureux and improving with each effort. 7-hole at Sarnia, 2 starts back, finished 5th, only beaten a length and a half. Came on well late in the mile. Finished second last time after sitting a 2-hole at Clinton in the Prospect Series to Petro Angel. And I just think that this one has a license to keep improving. And see that Ken Middleton actually put this one on top, put her on top in his selections. I don't mind that pick. 5-1 on the board. Was hoping for a bigger price in the second spot, but maybe that's a good sign that this one's taking some support. And for third, number 3, Chamois Hall. One in non-winners of 5,000 life last time. Now gets tagged in this non-winners of 25,000 condition claimer. And it's an interesting class adjustment. I'm not going to say it's moving way up in class. I'm actually going to say it's more like maybe a slight upward tick in class for number 3, Chamois Hall. Boy, oh boy, was she ever good last time, though, from post 2. Didn't put a step in, was a handy winner, went to the lead, then came back around them again after getting covered up for a bit in the mile. 7-1 last time. She was off time. She gets back into a regular rotation this time. She's got a reason to even be better than she was last time. Does lose Austin Sorey, but picks up Brett McDonald, which obviously, he's been showing his skills as of late. So I'm not worried about that at all. Chamois Hall is one that might be able to just keep on trucking at this level and should be showing speed from post 3. Then for the 4th spot, number 6, Italian Grit. This is one that I loved 2 starts ago when he got beat by a neck at 24-1. Last time I was off him as the favorite, but now you got to consider him again because he gets away from that not straight non-winners of 20,000 life class and gets back into this condition claimer at the $15,000 level. And 5-1 on the board right now. I thought Italian Grit would take a lot more support tonight. That's why I put this horse in for 4th. I think he merits respect and should be a lower price than 7-1 right now. So Italian Grit will likely take more money as we get closer to post time, but definitely one you want to consider, especially underneath in the trifecta and superfecta wagers. But for me, I'm sticking with number 4, Tom D. Baker, who just got whacked down to 3-5. I think that he is the one to beat in here. But if you're looking for some prices, maybe the 5 Stonebridge Nitro or number 3 Chamois Hall, and even Italian Grit right now, it's 7-1. We'll come back and talk about this race a little further with Gary Guy after the post break.
Field for the third on parade. One got the touch. Austin Sorry for Bob McIntosh and CSX Stables and Dave Boyle. Number 2, Rebel on the double. Ryan Holiday for Dave Holiday and Ben Holiday. And 4 is Tom D. Baker, Jag Henryson for Harbor Racing. Note the claim on 4, Tom D. Baker. Number 5, Stonebridge Nitro, Anthony Hunt for Melissa Lamoureux and Glenn Bechtel. And number 6, Italian Grit, Travis Henry for Madeline Henry in the stable. And number 7, Loyal Lindley, Scott Calder for Blake McIntosh and Hunt Racing and Mortgage Boys stable. Number 8 is PL Oscar, Colin Kelly for Matt Dupuis. And there is 3, Chamois Hall, Brett McDonald for Mitchell Tierney and Triple S Equine. Let's get a look at this field with Robert Reed Jr. and number 4, Tom D. Baker. We're both on this one. The claim is in. It drops in class. One thing, Rob, only one win in 25 starts. I'm a little uncomfortable with the price, but that last race, that really excited me. I think he's got a real good chance to score the second win of his career here.
Yeah, I think so too. The price, though, right now is not appealing at 1-2. I thought this horse would likely go off at around 7-5 or 8-5. Maybe we get a better price come post time. Now 3-5 on the board. Looks good on the track. Claim tonight. Someone else certainly saw that effort we saw last time, Gary, because we mentioned that one right after the race. Hey, Tom D. Baker's one you got to circle for next time, especially if he draws an inside post. Well, it's inside enough with post 4, especially considering the classification change.
Number 5, Stonebridge Nitro, is 11-1 on the board. We should quickly talk about that one because that is Ken Middleton's top pick. This will be the third start for Melissa Lamoureux and has been good now for Melissa. The last race was the best of the bunch for a little while, and Stonebridge Nitro now will come back here. We saw this one in a grassroots, but that's maybe an unfair comparison. A little further back from Post 8, latter part of June, raced pretty well. Now tailed off late, but Post 8 can do that to you. One thing, though, changing barns from John Bax to Melissa Lamoureux. John Bax is no slouch. He's a very long-time proven trainer as well, but Melissa Lamoureux certainly has been getting the job done of late.
Yeah, and I think that she's got this one trending in the right direction, and I love the way he looks on the track right now. I'll tell you, or she looks on the track right now. I'll tell you that. Looks sharp on the track, trotting smoothly, and she's one that I remember. Back when she made her season or her return from the shutdown, I should say, on June the 16th. Here, went to the front, got picked up by a head late in the mile, and I kind of circled her on that occasion. And since then, you haven't been able to really play her at Post 8. And then racing tougher in the grassroots. So I think that, tonight might be the night to take a shot on this one, especially a 13-1 third start for her new connections and trending in the right direction. I love when horses show progression each start. I thought I saw it last time from Stonebridge Nitro.
Number 3, Chamois Hall, is one that sometimes we've had trouble figuring out. You got off of this one recently, but is your third choice in here. My second choice, but Chamois Hall was really fine last time out. Has had some problems making breaks, but overall, you've seen lots of flashes of talent.
Yeah, I had her on top last time, August the 11th, when she won at 7-1, and I was ultra impressed with that effort. She left out smoothly. Usually this one, a little funky gait at times, left out smoothly from post 2, and that was off a little bit of time. Missed some time between starts there, and went to the lead, then got covered up, and then came back around again to win by 3/4 of a length, and did so impressively. It was the numbers of 5,000 life. Everyone's going to say, well, this is obviously tougher, but it's not really. It's a condition claimer for numbers at 25,000 life. A little bit surprised she's not taking more support right now at 7-1, because we talk about horses trending in the right direction. I think Chamois Hall is as well.
Well, by the way, I stand corrected. You were on that horse last time out. Chamois Hall is currently 7-1. There is number 6, Italian Grit. I'll tell you, Italian Grit gets bet down to 5-2, but Italian Grit has been proven to be a pretty gritty one.
Yeah, I thought that the effort, 3 starts back is what made me really like him. 2 starts back when he was 24-1. He was my second selection on that occasion, one that I needed for the multis. It didn't end up working out. Just got picked up by a neck by Lady Titan, who came back to win again. And, back to this condition claimer class should be all it takes to make this one a big-time player. 3-1 on the board. Has a big chance.
The horse that scares me at a price in here is one Got the Touch, Austin Sorry and Bob McIntosh. I know the recent form could be a little bit better, But inside post position, I'm a little bit afraid of that one. Got the touch and Rubble on the double, and Shammy Hall on the inside. Tom D. Baker, Stonebridge, and Nitro in the center. On the outside, Italian Grit, Loyal Lindley, and PL Oscar. It's a field of 8, the third dash. Here they come. There at the start of the rough, Tom D. Baker, Stonebridge Nitro broke stride, Shammy Hall, and got the touch, made a break in stride on the inside, and now Shammy Hall has got the lead, and Tom D. Baker is right there sitting the pocket. Peel Oscar from post 8 gets away third with a couple breakers in the start of this dash, and then Rubble on the double is fourth, and then it is back to Italian Grit and Loyal Lindley. Stonebridge Nitro has recovered, but is second from last right now, and then back further to Got the Touch, but Shammy Hall at 9-1 has got the lead as they race past the quarter in 29-1. Tom D. Baker went off at 1-2 and is sitting in the pocket. And then third is PL Oscar for Colin Kelly. Rubble on the double, and Ryan Holiday is fourth, and then Italian Grit and Travis Henry and Loyal Lindley and Scotty Coulter. As then further back we go to Stonebridge Nitro and Anthony Hahn with a lot of work to do. Shammy Hall leads it for Brett McDonald as they race on past the half. It is Shammy Hall on up past the half off a 29-1. Opening quarter of the half was 59-4, 30-3 in the second panel. And still there in the pocket is Tom D. Baker. And then PL Oscar rolls to the outside now at 45-1. And PL Oscar is moving up with a lot of authority. And it is Shammy Hall and PL Oscar who is surging up to take the lead now. Shammy Hall is racing second. Rubble on the double is on the outside third. PL Oscar hasn't cleared though yet, Shammy Hall, and now may have run out of a bit of steam, and on the inside Shammy Hall is fighting back again. It is Shammy Hall, PL Oscar, and then racing third, Rubble on the double. Italian Grit up the inside, Tom D. Baker isn't out of it, and then it is back to Loyal Lindley and Stonebridge Nitro. It is Shammy Hall and PL Oscar, and now darting into the passing lane will be Tom D. Baker on down the stretch drive for Shammy Hall and Tom D. Baker. As they come up to the finish, Tom D. Baker up the passing lane wins it. Shammy Hall was a game second. Loyal Lindley picked up third, and PL Oscar fourth. 2-1-1. An interesting dash going down the backside, Rob, going to three quarters. You might have thought it was going to end up one way, and then the race kind of changed as number 8 PL Oscar just hung trying to clear a very stubborn Shammy Hall, but an interesting finish.
Yeah, it was really a nice move when you think about it by Colin Kelly to try to ambush that one in the front end. They were decelerating, and it was a good opportunity for him to try to get past that one. And Brett McDonald asked Shammy Hall to respond, and she certainly did. And I thought maybe she was going to come back on to win. We mentioned that she looks so much smoother on her feet now, Gary. She really does. Didn't really put in a step again. Got a little bit tired late. Tom D. Baker, though, was sitting in the perfect spot. Nice steer by Dagfin, and came out the passing lane to get the job done at 1-2 to get a favorite down in the Pick 5 finally.
Well, that's twice in 2 weeks that Shammy Hall has come back and been able to beat the one that got in front of her. Unfortunately, in this case, that wasn't all that was needed. Tom D. Baker picks up a second win. And, boy, you do have to keep an eye on PL Oscar for next start because, look, that's post 8. And a driver, that was a smart move to probably make that move because with post 8, you got to try to get what you can get.
Yeah, what did he really lose by doing it, right? He's 45-1. He tries to win the race, and I love that. I love that Colin Kelly just did that. He gets away in a spot where he can just sit there and probably finish fourth anyways, or try to win, and that's what he did. And the worst case scenario, guess what? He still finished fourth. So kudos to Colin Kelly for trying that move there. It almost worked out. If he clears, he would have been tough to beat because Tom D. Baker would not have had an easy go of it.
And the effort that he made and then still sticking around for fourth is definitely one to put him on the watch list with more of a post position. Back in front of us with the numbers 4, 3, 7, 8 on the board is number 4, Tom D. Baker, a 4-year-old muscle mass bay gelding owned by Harbor Racing, trained by Dag Henderson. Dag is also the winning driver. It is the first win this year, second lifetime. Tom D. Baker, 2-1-1. The third race payouts for Tom D. Baker, $3 to $52.60. 3 Shammy Hall, $5.30, $4.40, and 7 Loyal Lindley, $9.60. $2 exactor, $21.80 Tribe, $292.35 Super, $724.65. The third race, order finish from the top, 862-17534. That's 862-17534. And the claim of Tom D. Baker, the new trainer, Gerard Demers.
Since 1996, the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society has facilitated the retraining and management of more than 1,000 retired and non-racing standardbred horses. This award-winning organization also plays a key role in the advocacy and promotion of the breed's versatility and suitability for many equine disciplines beyond harness racing. Volunteers and temporary foster homes are vital to our success. If you have a passion for standardbreds, learn more at osas.ca.
All right, folks. Well, it's time for race number 4. It is the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society 25th anniversary race, and it's a nice group of 6 salty mare claimers for the price of $10,500, $12,500, or $15,000. And well, it is a compact field of 6 now with the scratch number 5 Stargazing Cruiser. You know what? This is a very, very contentious race because you've got number 2, Senior Beach Babe, coming back into the claiming ranks after racing the preferred 3 last time. Ended up getting a small share of it and against a much tougher group, and now moves back to the race where she was a winner 2 starts back when she got claimed by Bruce Coit. Lots of speed on the inside. Colin Kelly aboard. I think we know what direction this was going to be going off the gate. And that's forward. We've also got number 6 in the news, who's won 2 in a row at this level and done so in real easy fashion. 2 lengths last time, 3.5 lengths, 2 starts back. And I just think that in the news is one, even with post 5 now with the scratch number 5 Stargazing Cruiser, it's the same post she had last time. And she still pulverized the field, going right to the lead by a wide margin early. And then you've got number 4, Watch Me Dance. Well, you can't leave this one out. In fact, I put this as my 3rd choice, and I debated making her my top choice a few times when I looked over this card because first start for Gerard Demers off the claim, and you've got Trevor Henry aboard. I mean, a lot of good things going for this one right now. 3-1 on the board. Nice price, Watch Me Dance. I think those are the main 3, but my 4th selection in this field of 6 is number 1, Artistic Meadow. It was a winner at the level below this last time, but it was an impressive victory. It really was. And I circled that one saying, okay, when she's in next, I'll go back to her. But moving against tougher, I only put her in the 4th spot because I think that this is a real salty group of mares, and she might just be up against it. But for me, I did go with number 2, Senior Beach Babe, coming back into the class, getting the inside edge over the others, and I think she might just emerge out on top, especially if Colin can get her to the front or set the 2-hole maybe behind one like in the news of that one's firing off once again. But this is the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society 25th anniversary race, and we'll be back very shortly to discuss it further with Gary Guy after the post break.
Fans, note in race number 7, we have a scratch of 1 Caviar's Triumph. Race 7, scratch 1 Caviar's Triumph. Field for the fourth race on parade. 1, Artistic Meadow, child aboard for Mark McCormack. Number 2, Senior Beach Babe, Colin Kelly for Bruce Guide and Allison Hepburn. Number 3, Rosella, Brent McDonough for Daryl Laver and Leanne Davidson and John Webb. Number 4, Watch Me Dance, Trevor Henry for Gerard Demers and GLD Incorporated. 5 is scratch number 6 in the news, Austin Sorry for Joe Pereira. And number 7 is Hammock Feisty, Travis Cullen for Russ Ellis and Steve Adams. The fourth race, the OSAS, the OSAS 25th anniversary race, and let's get a look at this field. We're going to start with Rob's first one. Number 2, Senior Beach Babe, and certainly, Rob, you're hoping for a trip from Senior Beach Babe, and I think there's a mighty fine chance of it. I could really see this one either making the front or sitting the pocket behind In the News, and that certainly could set things up well for Senior Beach Babe.
That's exactly how I see it, Gary. Post 2 tonight, 2 starts back from post 3, rattled off the gate, got the lead in 28-3, then got that second quarter breather to be victorious. I think that either the engine or if Austin Story has In the News fired up again like he did last time when, In the News launched off the gate, should be in the 2-hole behind that one. It is a very contentious race, though, with quite a few angles in what is a compact field.
Yes, Senior Beach Babe and Colin Kelly. This is also now the second start for Bruce Guide. This is one with a lot of back class and 37 lifetime wins, but I'll tell you, In the News is one that, doesn't have that number of wins, but is only a 4-year-old against the 8-year-old Senior Beach Babe. But In the News, 9 wins last year, and the news on late, the news late for In the News was really good news, really sharp.
Oh, definitely. She seemed to turn the corner 3 starts back, finishing second at Georgian Downs and now was at 2,500. The last 3 to Morning Has Broken, who we see in the preferred here, and then came over in the claiming ranks and just demolished them 2 starts back. And in a spot that I thought was going to be a little more tricky for her last time, she went right to the lead and won by a wide margin and had a wide margin throughout. So, 7-2 on the board right now. I'm sure if In the News could look at the odds board, she might say, what have I done wrong lately?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a horse that also is offering a price is number 4, Watch Me Dance. And look at Trevor Henry here for this drive. Now, has 3 drives on the evening, but Trevor has done a lot of winning on this track before moving to the big circuit. And Watch Me Dance doesn't have a win this year, but it's the first start for Gerard Demers, but almost won last time out.
Yeah, and we kind of alluded this one might be the one that I left off my selections in that event, and then we put a big circle around her after the effort because she went first over a long way, forged the lead, and then just got picked up by Artistic Meadow by a neck. She did a lot of work, though. She was out there a long way and went overland, and I was impressed by the effort. And then I remember we both were saying, okay, we got to see who claimed this horse, and sure enough, Gerard Demers, who's been just crushing it here at Grand River this season and having success beyond. I think that Watch Me Dance is one you need to have, and right now 4-1 on the board, got to be the value.
Do you see, Trevor, maybe changing our projections on how the front end plays out? Watch Me Dance didn't leave last race from post 2, but you look further down the page, there is some gate speed. Maybe Trevor, who does love to fire, might just send Watch Me Dance.
That's possible. We didn't see it last time, but she does have early speed. She's shown it in the past, and that would really make it difficult in the news. In the news has been able to blast out of there because the horses directly inside of her haven't been leaving. If Watch Me Dance does, it changes the whole complexion of the race.
The last one we'll talk about of the 4 that we've picked, and we both have the same 4, is one Artistic Meadow. Some people might wonder, well, the horse has won 5 out of 7 this year. Can't you get this one into your top 3? Well, the first 3 are pretty tough, but you get the inside. Post 1 was really good Monday and has been good all year. Artistic Meadow.
Yeah, it was, 7 for 7 on the board, 5 for 7 on the winner's circle. This horse has done nothing wrong, and she's also 2 for 2 since joining the barn of Mark McCormack. And last time I put a big circle around her, but I was hoping she'd come back in the same class or face a softer field moving up. The problem is she moved up and hooked some killers, I think. I think that she is, the 4th selection for me in here, and it's not by that wide of a margin. I just think she's going to have her work cut out for her to beat all three of those mares.
Well, it's a compact field, but it's short in numbers and a little longer in talent, though. Inside position for Artistic Meadow and Senior Beach Babe in the center. Rosella, Watch Me Dance to the outside. In the news, Handicapping Feisty. It's a field of 6 for the 4th race. Here they come. It's a field of 6 for the 4th race. And they're into the stretch drive. Gathering speed approaching the start. They're at the start of the rough, and Artistic Meadow from the inside. Watch Me Dance is leaving, and in the news is on the outside of Watch Me Dance and down to the inside, Senior Beach Babe. Artistic Meadow made the lead. Watch Me Dance continues to drive on the outside, and then it is in the news who may have to take back and down to the inside of Senior Beach Babe, and Watch Me Dance continues and is waltzing up very sharply on the outside and is going to clear Artistic Meadow to the lead. Senior Beach Babe is third. In the news now is back on the inside 4th, and then Rosella and Handicapping Feisty. Watch Me Dance, and Trevor Henry leads the dance party past that opening quarter in 27 seconds. And Artistic Meadow, though, wants to come back around and is going to come back around right now. Artistic Meadow and Watch Me Dance as they race their way off the turn and they come on towards us. Watch Me Dance on the inside, Artistic Meadow on the outside, and Trevor Henry does not want to yield the front to Artistic Meadow, who had to take back and get into the pocket. Senior Beach Babe is racing third. 55-3 they went the half, and they worked their way on into the backstretch, and right now it is Watch Me Dance who's dancing alone. Artistic Meadow is second, and then Senior Beach Babe, and now to the outside Rosella is popping up and is coming quickly but has a lot of work to do. Then in the news in Handicapping Feisty, Watch Me Dance continues to drive, and off that 55-3 halftime is launching towards 3/4 and is in front by 6. Artistic Meadow is second, Rosella third, then Senior Beach Babe and Handicapping Feisty, 3/4 1:24-1, and Watch Me Dance is dancing alone, has no dancing partner, and is enjoying that. Leads by about 7 as they turn on down the lane. Then it is Rosella and Artistic Meadow and Handicapping Feisty, but it is all Watch Me Dance who is slowing now, but who cares? Watch Me Dance wins it, and Watch Me Dance at 1:54-3. Rosella, Handicapping Feisty, and Artistic Meadow. Watch Me Dance. Rob, I asked you what if Trevor Henry sent this one, and oh, he did.
Well, he was the man with the plan tonight. He wanted no part of sitting behind anybody. And, Watch Me Dance, Gary, I put this horse in for third, and I worked through it, and a few times I had this horse projected higher, and I really wish that I had have stuck with some of my earlier projections in the race, because we circled this one last time, especially then going to these connections, and wow, what an effort tonight. 27, 55-3. Tyler Moore actually tried to remove. Trevor said, I want the front end, and just kept on trucking to win by a football field.
Yeah, certainly Trevor wasn't yielding at a position, and that's why I asked you that question, because, Trevor was hearing us talk about, well, if he was listening, who's leaving, and he's probably thinking to himself, no. I like driving on a half-mile track, and I know where you got to be on a half-mile track. It's not sitting behind you guys. I'll get in front.
Yeah, and I watched Trevor win so many races over these half-mile services. And the one thing about Trevor Henry, he doesn't give up too many positions out there from anywhere when he's got a horse that can leave. And he felt that tonight, and he sent her right on down the road. And we see Demers with another victory, this time with Trevor Henry at the controls. And that barn just keeps on trucking.
Yes, it was quite a substantial performance for Watch Me Dance, and we've seen that inside speed, but tired a little bit, but who cares? It didn't really matter. You only have to win by a neck or a head or nose or whatever, but still was, I don't know, how much do you think it was at the finish?
Oh, I don't know. I was
10?
I kind of lost track of it. I would have said 10 lengths.
We'll see when the program comes out, but I'll tell you one thing. We know who the winner is. It's number 4, Watch Me Dance, and Watch Me Dance, a 4-year-old Maripan Gigolo Bay mare, owned by GLD Incorporated. Gerard Demers is the trainer. Trevor Henry, the winning driver. It's the first win on the year. 7th lifetime. Watch Me Dance, 154-3. Watch Me Dance back in the winner's circle. The fourth race, the OSAS 25th anniversary race. And making the presentation on behalf of OSAS are Gene and Tom Postuma, longtime volunteers with OSAS, the Ontario Standardbred Adoption Society. The fourth race of payouts, number 4, Watch Me Dance, 740, 390, 360, 3 Rosella, 1020 and $5 and 7 Howmack Feisty, $4, $2 exactors, 77.10, the dollar try, 157.90, dollar super, 490.45. the fourth race order finish from the top. 4521 scratch 63. That's 4521 scratch 63.
All right, folks. Well, it's time for race number 5, and it's our feature race for more than just the fact that it's the preferred 2 and 3 handicap for trotters. It's also the money leg of the pick 5. Thank you so much again for betting nearly $30,000 of new money into this wager tonight. An amazing pool, and the payouts are fantastic as well. The lowest one is $460 for 20 cents on number 5, Power and Grace. And, well, the highest one is on Catch Canna, number 7. And I'm sure that Catch Canna will become someone's favorite horse of all time if he can get the job done from out there in post 7, because he's paying over $25,000 for 20 cents. So good luck to everyone that is alive. And if you're not alive, it's also the start of our pick 3 wager here in race number 5. All right. Well, in this one, I did go to number 5, Power and Grace, the favorite in that pick 5 wager. On top, getting back on the Lasix program after not being able to use it at Clinton last time and the Vic Hayter Memorial. And, this one went to the lead in that one, got caught late by Charmbo Prince. And I think that Power and Grace have been racing fantastic as of late. 2 starts back, got used pretty hard on the front end, ended up finishing, well beaten, but has been racing well in similar spots to this. And I think that Power and Grace is one you need to respect in here, and has shown she can get off the gate. Now, I'm not sure the inside, or the horse to the inside rim might be firing off as well, which will make it interesting. But I do have Power and Grace on top right now. 7-1 is a massive price, especially considering she is the favorite in that pick 5 wager. Then I went to number 4, Bastiano. Early speed threat for sure. Wire-to-wire victory in each of his last 2. Was very impressive here at Grand River. 2 starts back, even more impressive at Georgian Downs last time. I'm surprised he's 10-1 and not taking more support, because he's been racing fantastic, and sometimes horses like this can catch fire and just keep on winning when they get confident. I would not be surprised to see Bastiano, go to the front or sit a trip and get the job done in here. And for third, number 2, Cena Magician, one that never gets any respect. Well, getting some respect tonight right now at 9-2 on the board, paying very well at over $1,700 or 20 cents in the pick 5. This one draws inside tonight and always finds a way to get a share of it. Hit the board in 6 of 10 so far this season, and one that is always kind of right there, but, a little camera shy and only 1 for 10. But you never know. The right trip, Cena Magician is good enough to get the best of these, and maybe he'll do just that. Right now, 5-1. I'd say it's too short, though, on a win ticket on number 2, Cena Magician. And then number 1, Sicario. I think this one's tailed off a little bit in his form, but if he ever comes back to that effort on July the 14th here, he was incredible. Post 8, got away 4th, and came first over a long way, battled tooth and nail with Willie Irwoni right to the wire, and ended up on the short end of it by just a nose. I think that Sicario needs to come back to an effort like that, but maybe he does tonight. In the pole position, he could be tough to beat. 7-2 in the board. Probably about the right price on that one right now. But I see the preferred trotters are moving out onto the track. Good luck on your pick 5s if you're still alive. And we'll come back and talk about it more with Gary Guy after the post break.
Field for the fifth race on parade to Scene Magician Greg Dustin for Jennifer Pinkerton. Number 3, Wild and Crazy Guy, Martin Lachance for Yves Brunet and Theodore Goertz and Scott Coulter driving. 4 is Bastiano, Dave Boughton for Shane Arsenault and Bernie Barr. 5 is Power and Grace, Brent McDonald for Ron McDonald and Hartel Maintenance and Lorimer McClure. Number 6, Surprise, Mark Goddard for Howard Kaufman of Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. And number 7, Catch Canada, Scott Young for Jacques Dupont and Sylvain Deschenaux. 8 is Willie Arwoti, Colin Keller for Kyle Potts and Phil McGuire. 9 is Tamaludini, Travis Henry for Steve Bossons and the stable. And 1 is Sicario. He's usually delayed from the post parade. Austin Story will drive for Richard Moore and Pamela Heen and John Heen. Let's get a look at this field. And right away, we're going to talk about number 5, Power and Grace, your top pick, Rob. And one that I've really liked, was really, really good last year. This year, 8 out of 15 in the top 2, but only 2 wins. But that last race at Clinton was a strong one, almost getting the job done at 30-1 in that Vic Hayter.
Yeah, I love horses that try hard every time they go on the track, and that's what Power and Grace does. You can see that just in the numbers, right? You see this season 11 for 15 in the top 3. Last season 19 for 29 in the top 3 and 10 out of 29 in the winner's circle. Power and Grace is one you always have to consider at this level. Now, post 5, I'd usually say is a good spot for her. The problem is there's some potential big-time speed inside of her. So it's going to be interesting to see the makeup of this race in that first turn.
On the track right now, there's 4 Bastiano. I didn't use this one on my ticket, and you have like this one here for second. Is moving up in class. Shane Arsenault and Dave Boughton, they've had Bastiano driving and training for a long time, but definitely red hot right now, and it does have back class.
Yeah, it definitely has back class, and one that can get confident, and it should be confident right now. Have 2 wins in a row, and I was actually not only impressed by the one here at Grand River 2 back, also last time at Georgian Downs, a huge margin, under wraps, and one that might be able to go to the front and fend them all off here. Now taking support at 3-1. I thought that Bastiano would take support. You never know when a horse just keeps on winning. They might not remember how to lose, and he might keep on trucking in here. And obviously a tougher spot, but not one that's unreasonable.
Number 2, Scene Magician, is one that I think you have to see on your ticket somewhere. Maybe not on top, but definitely somewhere. Only 1 win on the year, but is always in the hunt.
Yeah, always finds a way to get a piece of it. I love this horse too because he always, tries so hard to land somewhere to pick up a share. 6 of 10 on the board this year, and when he's not winning, he's usually 4th. He's got 1/6, but other than that one, I'm pretty sure he's got a check in every single effort. Should be able to get a good trip tonight from post 2, and you never know. It might be able to break through to get a good piece of the trifecta, and there will be sometimes that this one gets the job done with his nose on the wire first, but who knows what it'll be tonight.
Number 1, Sicario, is one that if Austin Story sends this one from the inside, he has gate speed, and he can be a bit of a hot horse. The form has fallen off a little bit, but the last race wasn't bad at Clinton, and beaten by Power and Grace and Charmer Prince. That won 2 races ago at Georgian Downs, 26-4 opening quarter. Might have just taken a bit of starch out of Sicario, but Sicario can be really good. Over bet, though, at 7-5.
Yeah, and he looks a little bit hot on the track right now, but you're right, Gary. When he's at his best, he should be the favorite in here, but I would say right now off recent form, 7-5, that's a little bit scary for me. I couldn't get behind this one at 7-5, especially he looks a little bit hot on the track right now. I thought the effort here at Grand River on July the 14th was incredible. Post 8, got away well, went first over a long way, just missed a Willie Arwoni. So I think that Sicario is one that can win in here, but at 7-5, 125, I can't bet him.
Number 9, Timel Houdini, is one that shouldn't escape anyone's attention. And Sicario should provide some pace for Timel Houdini, some trot in the early going. Timel Houdini is one that, races for a strong barn as well.
And we're all jumping off the bandwagon, right? Even me, I picked the horse on top last time, and a softer preferred group and just a preferred 3, but got hammered down to favoritism. And this time I don't even have him in my top 4. He's 12-1 on the board. It's a giant-sized price, really, for anyone that bet him last time. You got to take back the value tonight. I just think from the trailing post, he's going to have some things go his way.
And we didn't use Willie Armonti on Industry Day from post 7. Now it's post 8, but Ken Middleton used that one on top. We'll take a look at this field in behind the gate for race number 5, and it is Sicario, Cena Magician, Wild and Crazy Guy on the inside. Bastiano and Power and Grace in the center. To the outside, Surprise, Catchcana, Willie Armonti, and Timel Houdini. Field of 9, race number 5. And they're in the stretch, nearing the start. And they're off. Sicario, Cena Magician, and Timel Houdini from the second tier. And then Wild and Crazy Guy and Bastiano and Power and Grace and Surprise. Then it is Catchcan and Willie Armonti. Sicario has the lead as they race on into the backstretch. And Timel Houdini is racing second. Then it is Cena Magician and Wild and Crazy Guy, Bastiano. And then it is back to Power and Grace and Surprise and Catchcana and Willie Armonti. Sicario's got the lead. They race past the opening quarter, 27-4. Sicario's being stalked by Timel Houdini. Then it is Cena Magician, Wild and Crazy Guy, and Bastiano, and Power and Grace and Surprise and Catchcana and Willie Armonti. Positions unchanged as they race off the turn towards us. Sicario and Austin Sori is doing all the work in this one on the lead. Then Timel Houdini is racing second. Cena Magician on the inside. Here comes Wild and Crazy Guy and Scotty Coulter down. Then Bastiano and Power and Grace and back to Surprise and Catchcana. And Willie Armonti is trailing the field. Sicario leads on into the backstretch. That advantage right now is about 2. Timel Houdini on the inside. Wild and Crazy Guy first over, but still has work to do. Sicario still looks sharp on top. Sicario and Austin Sori sitting calm on the bike right now. Scotty Coulter, Wild and Crazy Guy on the outside, though, has wheeled up closer now. Is only about a length and a half back inside third. Timel Houdini racing for the Cena Magician. Then Power and Grace and Bastiano, Surprise and Catchcana and Willie Armonti. Sicario leads as they roll the 3/4, and by 3/4 and 125-2. Sicario, Wild and Crazy Guy, Timel Houdini and Cena Magician. Sicario as they come on down the lane. Sicario is going to make every call a winning one and takes it. Timel Houdini was second. Wild and Crazy Guy, and then Power and Grace 155-2. Sicario, that effort was sick.
Definitely. What we talked about needing to return to form, well, he did. That was very impressive from Sicario. Went right to the lead, and you mentioned, Gary, if Austin get this one off the gate from the pole position, he able to say goodnight to the field. Well, he did. He went to the lead, made every call a winning one, and really didn't take any breathers, right? 27-4, 56-4, 125-2. Just tried to make it so no one could really get to him, and that's what he did. Nice win for Sicario, and we always say if you use the 1, you got to like the 9. Well, Timel Houdini got out behind this one, just hit the 2-hole, and finished second at a nice price tonight at 10-1.
Yes, and then they're also finishing third. Wild and Crazy Guy, you see the back class. A lot of effort by Wild and Crazy Guy coming first up, so certainly one that might be coming back because this year has been a little light for Wild and Crazy Guy.
Yeah, certainly. And, Scott Coulter was put up to drive, I believe, after the second race tonight. They announced that change, and he's driven this one before, 2 victories, so he's used to this one, and gave this one a good effort tonight to go first over a long way, and I think we can keep our eye on Wild and Crazy Guy for next time.
But Sicario was the story in the 5th race. Sicario to round out that pick 5, and it will be paying out Sicario. It's a 1, 9, 3, and 5 Power and Grace finishing 4th. A mile of 155 and 2. Coming back in front of us is one Sicario, a 6-year-old Holiday Road Bay gelding, owned by Pamela Heen and John Heen. Richard Morrow is the trainer. Austin Sorey, the winning driver. It's the 3rd win this year, 25th lifetime. Sicario, 155 and 2. The 5th race, payouts, 1 Sicario, $5, $370, $269. Time Houdini, $7.10 and $5.20. 3 Wild and Crazy Guy, $7.50. $2 Exactor, $43.60. $1 Try, $185.90. Super, $436.85. And the pick 5. 5 of 5 on a dollar ticket, $2,464.05. the fifth race. Order of finish from the top down. 153647892. That's 153647892.
All right, folks. Well, congrats to those who cashed that Pick 5 ticket. Nearly $500 for a 20-cent wager. Congrats to all those who had it. And also congrats to Sicario. That was actually a new track record for an aged gelding on the trot. Previous record was 156 flat. He went in 155 and 2. So congrats to Connections of Sicario on a nice performance in that preferred race. Let's move on to race number 6 now. Horses and Geldings claiming $8,500 is the price. We're on the pace, and well, I went to one that boasts all kinds of speed, and it's tough to bet against speed here at Grand River Raceway. Number 3, Mr. X, is one that can leave like a rocket, and we saw him earlier in the season here, and he didn't race all that sporty, but he seemed to turn it around recently. And he's had 3 wins in a row before finishing second last time, getting caught on the front end at a short price, actually, at 15 cents to the dollar on that occasion at Clinton. But now comes over to Grand River in this $8,500 claimer. And should be tough to catch. I see all the handicappers are on board with Mr. X on top. He gets back onto the Lasix program tonight. And, well, he is one that when he is at his best, he is tough to catch and wins by a wide margin. I think that might be the case this evening from post 3 here. 2-1 on the board. I'd be shocked if that price holds up because I thought Mr. X would be an overwhelming favorite come post time. And for second, I went to number 4, May 2-4. Claimed last time by Kyle Bossens and gets Colin Kelly up to drive. So some rock solid connections there for number 4, May 2-4. And, you know, this one has won at this level in the past. Just 3 starts ago was a winner by more than 2 lengths and has won twice so far this season in 6 starts. To me, he is the main danger. May 2-4 is the main danger now, making his first start off the claim for rock solid connections. 3-1 on the board. No surprises when taking support. I am still surprised, though, that number 3, Mr. X, is in a shorter price. Then number 6, Sobble Play, is one I like underneath, along with number 2, Grande Sealster, making his first start since 2018. And the Rail Horse Hercule JM is another one to consider in this super high 5 race. But we'll come back and we'll talk about it further with Gary Guy after the post parade.
Field for the 6th race on Parade 1, Hercule JM. Travis Henry versus Chantal Mitchell and Jacques Mercier. Number 2, Grande Sealster, Brent McDonald for Ron McDonald. And 3 is Mr. X, Travis Cullen for Tyler Nostad and Blue Shoe Investments. Number 4 is May 2-4, Colin Kelly for Kyle Bostons and Frank Brundle. 5 is Ken Bromack, Jason Ryan for W. O'Brien Moran. And number 6, Sabo Play, Austin Sorry for Terry Gallant. And number 7 is on Cruise Control. It is Mark Goddard driving and training for Brandon Guerrera. And the 8 is Scratch. Let's get a look at this field. The 6th race, the Super High 5, the Pentafecta. There is number 3, Mr. X, 7-5 on the board. And Rob, a lot of those 49 wins are ones that I called. Kenny Oliver claimed this horse and had this horse for a long time. And Mr. X always had great gate speed. And now you're seeing it again. Mr. X, well, gate speed certainly is king here right now. Does Mr. X make it to the front with this bunch?
Oh, I certainly think so. I think that if anyone wants to hold him out, they're going to pay for it dearly, and it'll probably ruin their own chances. I don't see Mr. X not making the lead on here. I think he'll get to the lead and do so relatively easily. It's just a matter if he can, withstand, that throughout the mile. We saw that he wasn't able to do that last time here at Grand River when he had the lead back on June the 16th, but we've seen a resurgence from this one since. He's really raced well in his last 4, especially those 3 victories that all came in a row. I think that Mr. X is the best in here and, might be notching his 50th win of his career when all is said and done.
Well, that resurgence appears to be with Tyler Nostad, who's got himself a 4:28 training average. Mr. X, Travis Collins, certainly a more than capable driver. There's number 4, May 2-4. 24 lifetime wins, almost half of Mr. X's numbers, and they're both 10-year-olds. May 2-4, Colin Kelly, also a sharp barn. Kyle Bostons. Now, this one didn't race as well the last couple, but that 1-3 back was really, really fine, and is now one that I think with the start here, first start for Kyle Bostons, May 2-4, could be a big factor.
Yeah, looks good on the track as well. And like I said, I love these connections. First time off the claim for them. Need to respect May 2-4. And it was a nice winner, for the previous connections in this class 3 starts ago. Last time post 7 went overland a long way. You can forgive that one. And before that was against Tougher. So May 2-4 is not out of this. And if Mr. X does tire late in the mile, May 2-4 might be the one to get him.
Our third pick, we all agree with 6 Sabo Play after the 3 and 4. In fact, the handicappers are kind of all lined up at 3, 4, 6. And 6 Sabo Play is one that we wouldn't have taken in third if we're going back just a little while back, because Sabo Play was on fire. Now, last couple races had to work out 3 wide, and now again has post position 6. Sabo Play, if he could be playing back to his old form, he'd be a big play. Right now, 11-1, not quite as much.
Yeah, and hasn't raced in 14 days. So, maybe he needs another start under his belt for Terry Gallant. But, these connections had this one firing at all cylinders, like you mentioned, Gary. And it's just going to be a matter of time before he probably pops his head up again to be a big-time force at the level. 10-1 on the board. I can't get there on a win ticket, but certainly one you need to use underneath.
Number 2, Grande Sealster and Brett McDonald for Ron McDonald. Took a bunch of time off. We'll see if that is beneficial. Usually with older ones, I definitely like to see a start because I sometimes think with older horses, they might take a little longer coming back, but it's certainly been a long enough respite. Grande Sealster did qualify reasonably well.
Yeah, qualified well. Been off for nearly 3 years, though. And, if this was the I can't say that you say Grande Sealster that we saw 3 years ago, I'd say, wow, definitely going to be a big-time force in here. But like you mentioned, 13 years old, probably going to need a couple starts before he can be his best again. But, one with tons of back class, over 340,000, made him 42 lifetime wins at an inside post.
And an inside post for one Hercule JM. Tough to leave off the top 4 because, each of the last 4 races was on the top 4. Inside post as well, Hercule JM.
Yeah, in the pole position, 9-1 right now. Super high 5 racers, you like to call it Pentafecta. Always need to use the one horse somewhere on your ticket, and I think that's the case with Hercule JM. You should get a piece of it, probably a smaller share, though.
Well, the price is in on 3 Mr. X right now at 3-5, and we're expecting Mr. X to be Mr. W in the 6th race, but still has to prove it. We'll see if that's the way it goes. It's a field of 7. Hercules Jam, Grande Sealster, and Mr. X with May 2-4 and Kinna Bromack and Sobel playing on cruise control. Field of 7, race number 6. Here they come. Giddy up. And Mr. X is off stride right now. Field of 7 for the 6th race. Mr. X just recovered gate. Field is into the stretch drive. They're at the start of the rough. May 2 for Hercules Jam and Grande Sealster on cruise control. And then racing 5th is Kendall Bromack and then Sobel play. And Mr. X has a lot of work to do. Grande Sealster made a break, and they raced their way on down the backstretch, and it is now May 2-4 who's got the lead, and Hercules JM is second on cruise control is third, and May 2-4 at 7-2 leads the field of the opening quarter. Hercules JM is well spotted, 27-1. It was a solid opening panel. On cruise control is third, then fourth is Kendall Bromack and Sobel play, and Mr. X is racing sixth, and Grande Sealster is back trailing the field. They race the right off the turn. Mate 2-4 has the front for Colin Kelly as they work off the turn. Hercules Jam is second off that 27-1 opening quarter. Looking for a breather right now is Mate 2-4 and has a lead of about 4. No breather there, 55-2, but has lots of cushion. May 2-4 might be looking to bottom out the field. Then Hercules JM on cruise control. Sobel play. And Kinna Bromack. May 2-4 continues on down the stretch drive to the 3/4, down the back stretch to 3/4, leading by about 7 or 8. Then Hercules JM on cruise control is on the outside third at 25-1. And then Kinna Bromack also at 25-1 is holding out a fourth, and then it is Sobel play. But May 2-4 is gone on this field, and Hercules JM then on cruise control, firing up the inside. Kinna Bromack will now grab third on cruise control fourth, and Sobel play is back there fifth. But this one is all May 2-4, and May 2-4 is going to win it at 7-2 and take it by about 8 or 9 lengths. Then it was Hercules JM and Kinna Bromack, and on cruise control 153 flat. May 2-4. Rob, I said that maybe Colin Kelly would be looking for a second quarter breather. Forget the breather. We're just going to go in 53. And by the way, I should mention the inquiry pertains to 3 Mr. X and the start, and that was also a big factor in this race, that break before the start.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. X is one that it hasn't had in a recent history. I've seen that from him before, acting up before the start and putting himself in a deep hole. But, it may not have mattered tonight, Gary. May 2-4 for his new connections of Kyle Bossens and Colin Kelly on the bike. Really nice victory here. I mean, just blew away the competition, 27-1, 55-2, kept on trucking, no breathers before coming home, in 153 flat, which is a massive mile for this class.
Yeah, I think maybe Colin's saying, we can have a breather after the race is over, because the sooner we get to the finish, the sooner we can have a breather.
Yeah, definitely. And this one actually claimed, last time by Frank Brundle. Someone who I know well and actually used to own some horses with back in the day. So shout out to him. He's got a sharp eye for a horse, and they found a nice one here, I think.
That'll be the 25th win for May 2-4. The inquiry pertains to 3 Mr. X. And then also Hercules JM manages to finish second. We mentioned you got to use that one horse somewhere on the ticket maybe.
Yeah, and how about this the high five? I don't know what's going to happen with Mr. X, obviously, right now with the inquiry, but either way, big-time prices.
It is a 4-1-5-7-6. Back in front of us is number 4, May 2-4, 10-year-old Royal Majesty Bay Gelding, up by Frank Brundle and Glenn McDonald. Kyle Bossens, the trainer. Colin Kelly, the winning driver. Third win this year, 25th lifetime for May 2-4. 153 flat. Giddy Up, a new career best and 25th win. Fans note the judge's ruling that number 3 Mr. X did receive a fair start. There is the picture of the start of the race with the 3 Mr. X well inside of the first start pole. The 6th race payouts. Number 4 made 2-4, 920, 420, 270. 1 Hercules JM for $53.10. 5 Kilo Romac $3. $2 exactor $29.90. Dollar try $90.15. The dollar pick 4 is $90.90. The high five. The Pentafecta is $2,124.40. The sixth race, order of finish from the top, 2761354. That's 2761354. Scratch on the bottom.
All right. Well, what a performance by May 2-4 in race number 6. Time to look at race number 7. It's the start of the late pick 4. But before that, I do want to give a shout out to my niece, Addie, who's enjoying the racing action tonight and staying up late. And hey, make sure, Addie, they let you stay up late to watch the whole card. There's 4 races left. Don't make them let them make you go to bed early. You got to stay up and watch all 10 races from Grand River Raceway tonight, Addie. All right, let's look at race number 7. We're on the trot. Now there's a 4,000 last 3. And in here, I went to number 5, Frank's Angel. Frank's Angel is one that I think really has a big chance in here, and no surprise right now, taking all kinds of support at 5-2 on the board. There's 3 co-favorites right now. Not surprised these 3 are taking money, but I do think that Frank's Angel has the best shot of the 3. Last time at Kawartha Downs, I watched this replay multiple times, okay, and sat a 2-hole trip, got away well from the 7-hole, sat a 2-hole trip to Heineken Seelster, who's also in this race, but went by that one easy in the stretch. Won by 3.5 lengths on the wire. First start for Dagfinn Henriksen. And had Jason Ryan up to drive. Jason Ryan's going to be up to drive again tonight. And I think that this one has a big chance to get the job done once again. Post 5 does not scare me because guess what? We saw speed from Post 7 last time at Kawartha. I think we're going to see that again tonight from Frank's Angel. And if you go further back on this one's lines, you see some pretty nice races, including a non-winners of 3 victory at Mohawk Park. So, some of the form there might look a little bit concerning. Don't be. Last time was a good effort, and so were some of the lines before that. Number 3, Polar Hall is my second choice. I think this one has enough speed to get away well off the gate. We haven't seen it in the preferred, but now this is against much easier company here in the upper condition class, so Polar Hall should be a factor now, leaving out from post 2 with the scratch of number 1, Caviar's Triumph. Then number 4, Alexis Marcus. Well, Trevor Henry is going to drive this one, also owns this one as well. Gave a huge effort last time from the pole position, got away in the 2-hole, went to the lead, battled right to the wire, almost held off Horse Trader, who's been racing well lately. So Lexus Marcus is one that you have to consider in here right now at 2-1. But my concern with Lexus Marcus is he's a horse that doesn't really find the winner's circle. He gets pieces of it, but is camera shy with just 2 wins so far in his career. And then in for the 4th spot after the scratch of number 1, Caviar's Triumph, I went to number 2, Captain Krupnik. This is one that I think with the pole position tonight might be able to just get a piece of it. I don't think he's a win candidate. 5-1 on the board right now, but hey, the connections of Demers, are one that you always want to respect. And this time you have Travis Cullen aboard, so maybe there'll be some speed generated from that pole position, sit a trip, and get a big piece of it late with number 2, Captain Krupnik. But I'm sticking with number 5. Frank's Angel. I actually put a big circle around this one in my program when I did the work on this card. I think that Frank's Angel is one that's trending in the right direction and might find his way right back in the winner's circle after a beautiful win last time at Kawartha Downs. We'll come back and talk about this opening leg of the late pick 4 in race number 7. A little more with Gary Guy after the post break.
Field on parade for the 7th. One scratch to Captain Krupnik. Travis Cullen for Gerard Demers and Michelle Legacy. Number 3 is Polar Hall. It's Bruce Richardson for Kevin Davidson. Number 4 is Lexus Marcus. Trevor Henry for Shannon Henry and Norm Dunstan and David Hudson. Number 5 is Frank's Angel. Jason Ryan for Dag Henriksen and Dr. Mike Veneri. Number 6, Norwegian Dad Scott Ray for Jack Ray and Colleen LaMarche. And 7 is Rabanahui. Austin Sorry for Greg Price and Dominic DeSantis and Tom Jacobs. Number 8 is Herb's Journey. Colin Kelly for Duncan Brewer and Michelle Brennan and Randall Urquhart. And number 9 is Heineken Silter. It's Travis Henry for Don Lindsay and Glenn Lindsay. It's a field of 8 for race number 7. Shall we get a look at this field? We're going to start, Rob, with your top pick. Jason Ryan driving for Dag Henriksen, and one that did a nice job at Kawartha last race and also shows some good overall speed. Frank's Angel is 5-1. You may have yourself a value play because I do think 4 Lexus Marcus might stay as the favorite.
Yeah, I'll like that price a lot, Gary. I'll be honest with you. 5-1. Let's get on the track right now. That last victory is not one to take lightly because it was one that was under a hand drive to the wire. And, Frank's Angel isn't one that just kind of burst onto the scene in that effort. Further down, this one raced really well, at Mohawk Park and was a winner and non-winners of 3 and even took part in some of the series races there and performed well in them. So Frank's Angel for me, 5-1. Sign me up on that one.
Well, others to take a look at in here. There's number 3, Polar Hall, who's also offering some value, 7-1 on the board. And we have seen Polar Hall fare against a tougher and actually race a little better than the odds had predicted. And Polar Hall's last race, beaten only 2 in a preferred 3 class. Polar Hall has a favorable post and can get off the gate.
Yeah, one that can leave out when needed, that's for sure. Left out from post 7. You can see on June the 30th there, and got the lead and kept on trucking, in a class that's comparable to this one, just slightly below it. And racing the preferred, the last 4, I think he's going to enjoy getting into this group. Post 2 now with the scratch of the 1. Polar Hall's an overlay as well, in my opinion, at 6-1.
Well, a horse that's not an overlay will be number 4, Lexus Marcus. And I don't think he is going to rise up much in odds. 1-2 on the board. Trevor Henry, Shannon Henry. You might see a bit of a repeat of the previous effort from Lexus Marcus in terms of leaving, although I could see Lexus Marcus making the front rather than getting away second and then looping up to get the lead. And Lexus Marcus, Trevor Henry drove aggressively earlier in the night, and that was quite a show. Lexus Marcus is one also. That last race, the one that beat Lexus Marcus last time out, Horse Trader's a very nice one.
Yeah, I gave a big effort that occasion, too, to get the job done. And Lexus Marcus, may have turned the corner, was a winner 2 back at Georgian Downs and non-winners of 2. But the issue I have with Lexus Marcus is the same issue I had last time with him. He's camera shy. He's got 2 wins and 27 lifetime starts, but it's hit the board in 14 of those. So he's a horse that's always right there. He's going to give you his all. I just don't know if he comes out on top in here. And I really prefer the price right now of Frank's Angel at 7-2 versus the 3-5 on Lexus Marcus.
Well, I agree with the price not being what I'd like, but you know who isn't camera shy? Trevor Henry. That's what got me all aboard, and we'll see if Trevor Henry's ability to like the camera can overweigh Lexus Marcus's shyness to the camera. There is number 2, Captain Krupnik, who is 6-1 on the board. Well, the last race left hard from post 10, but then tailed off the late going, but certainly raced well here in the previous couple.
Yeah, I think that effort at Mohawk Parks when you throw out post 10 did leave out pretty well and then, got tired and just faded out of it. You look back the 2 starts before that and it gets easier here, a pair of runner-up finishes, and now gets the pole position against tougher. But again, that all-important rail maybe gets away and can just get a share of it late.
And at number 6, Norwegian Dad. 24 to 1 on the board. It changed Barnes from Gerard Demarais to Jack Ray. I used this one for third. Explain to me, Lucy, why you didn't like this one on your top 4.
I just think it might be a tougher spot. That's a condition claimer, right? And we love when he gets into that condition claimer. It's a race that he can pulverize. This is the upper condition class here. It's a totally a different kettle of fish. I'm a big fan of Norwegian Dad, just not when he has to take on ones that might just be a step below the preferred.
Well, I do love that price, 23 to 1, and it would look nice if he does finish third here to hit the try. I have 4 Lexus Marcus at 4 to 5, and you have 5 Frank's Angel at a little better price of 3 to 1, taking up positions. Captain Krupnik and Polar Hall. Lexus Marcus and Frank's Angel with Norwegian Dad in the center. To the outside, Rapanahui and Herb's Journey. Second tier, Heineken Sealster. It's a field of 8 for race number 7. Here they come. Frank's Angel made a break in stride and driving out his Lexus Marcus. And Captain Krupnik on the inside put in maybe a rough step or so, but recovered. But now driving up is Lexus Marcus, and then Rapanahui. Polar Hall on the inside. Captain Krupnik is racing fourth. Norwegian Dad has come away position 5th. Then it is Heineken Sealster and Herb's Journey, and Frank's Angel after that early break is trailing the field. But Rapanahui at 45 to 1 had the lead, but there goes Lexus Marcus now and is on top. Lexus Marcus with the lead. Rapanahui. And now Polar Hall is going to move on the outside. Captain Krupnik is following Polar Hall. And then Norwegian Dad is racing position 5th in front of Heineken Sealster. And then Herb's Journey and Frank's Angel is trailing the field. They race off the turn. And they come on towards us. And it is Lexus Marcus. Getting a test now from Polar Hall, who's inching forward on the outside. But still Lexus Marcus looks comfortable in command. Opening quarter 28-2. 58-4 the halftime, 30-2 second panel. Lexus Marcus, Polar Hall, and on the inside, Rapanahui at 45 to 1 is racing third, about to lengthen 3/4 off the lead. Then position 4th is Captain Krupnik. Norwegian Dad is on the inside and is only about 3 1/4 off the lead. And then it is Herb's Journey. Frank's Angel is making a recovery, sent out 3 wide, but still has a lot of work to do. And now is out 4 wide. And then Heineken Sealster. It is Lexus Marcus. Frank's Angel is getting into the picture now and is moved up and is taken over second. Rapanahui is racing third. Heineken Sealster is now looping horses and is driving and taking over fourth. And on the inside, Norwegian Dad. The field turns for home. And right now it is Lexus Marcus still trying to hold on. Lexus Marcus dealing with Frank's Angel. Lexus Marcus had enough left, but Frank's Angel went a big mile to finish second. The inquiry will be up pertaining to that break. And then it was Rapanahui and Heineken Sealster. 158-1. Lexus Marcus gets the job done at a price on the board of 4 to 5. Note that inquiry, Rob, pertaining to 5. But boy, you have to be impressed with Frank's Angel.
Yeah, I am, but still a little bit heartbroken when you're on the. I'm going to say it. He was the best horse in the race. That recovery was incredible. He spotted the field a lot behind the gate and really had no right to get back into the race. That move that he made on that final turn there is one that very few horses can make, and he did it with ease, trying to get into contention with Lexus Marcus. And oddly enough, it was actually Lexus Marcus that went up to 2 to 1, and Frank's Angels went off as the favorite at 4 to 5.
Oh, I just looked over at the board quickly and thought I had captured that, but glad you corrected me on that, because now I get Lexus Marcus at the price of 2 to 1, as you mentioned. That's nice.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
By the way, I actually noticed when number 5, Frank's Angel, left, I should be careful. There was probably a slight chuckle in my voice, and that is totally unfair and unprofessional, and I certainly don't mean it. And apologies to Dag Hendrickson, who's a great job getting these trotters right, and Jason Ryan driving. But boy, I tell you, I wasn't laughing in the lane.
No, I'm sure that, yeah, they're still happy with the result. I mean, the Frank's Angel is definitely one that's trending in the right direction, and I'm not wrong with the replay that I saw. So I guess you get to be happy, giving out a 2-1 winner, and I get to be happy knowing that maybe I did have the best horse in the race. It just wasn't his day, making a break off the gate.
Well, certainly that race proved that he was the best, even though he finishes second. And mile of 158.1, Trevor Henry gets a second win on the evening, and it is Lexus Marcus back in front of it, a 4-year back in front of us, a 4-year-old Amigo Hall Bay gelding. Owned by Trevor Henry, Norm Dunstan, and David Hudson. Shannon Henry is the trainer. Trevor Henry, the double. It's the second win this year, and the third lifetime. Lexus Marcus victorious in race number 7. Fans, the judges ruling that number 5, Frank's Angel, did not violate the braking regulations. The inquiry sign will go down. The 7th race payouts. Number 4, Lexus Marcus, 610, $323, 5 Frank's Angel, 250, 250, 7 Rapanahui, 450, $2 exactor, $16, dollar try, 181.35, dollar superfected, 1298.80. The seventh race, order of finish from the top, is a scratch 871-26354. That is scratch 871-26354. And note in race 9, we now have a scratch of 7, Maddie's Credit. Race 9, scratch 7, Maddie's Credit.
All right, folks. Well, listen, Lexus Marcus might not be camera shy anymore because this season now 2 for 3, but still you want to keep your eye on Frank's Angel after that performance after making a break in stride to be second. Let's go on to race number 8, though. This is the Center Wellington Chamber of Commerce Local Biz Night Trot. So welcome everyone from the CWCC who's joining us tonight at Grand River Raceway. I hope you're enjoying your evening of harness racing action. This is a trotting contest for non-winners of $20,000 lifetime. And in here, I went to number 1, Holiday Dream. And why? Well, winner of 2 of his last 3 here at Grand River, and was second 2 starts back at Georgian Downs. And Jay Harris gets along with this one very well. Drove him to victory in those last 2 over this oval, and does so with speed, and now gets the pole position. Look at that. All the handicappers are on board with number 1, Holiday Dream, who right now 9-5 on the board, and likely will be that price or shorter come post time looking at those selections. But you can't really take much away from this one except for the price. 10-1, 3 starts back, a winner in here. 3-1 last time. Going to be a lower price this time around, but has certainly done great things on the front end for Kyle Rule and Jay Harris. In for second, number 4, Stormont Tim for me, 7-2 on the board. Was hoping for a bigger price on this one. Post 7 last time here at Grand River, got away 8th and finished in that position. But before that, has shown speed at Sarnia. And now from post 4, we might see that put into play tonight by Colin Kelly. And I thought this one might be able to get away and then sit a trip to Holiday Dream, or may even try to be the pace setter in here from post 4. 7-2 on the board. Too short of a price for me right now on a win ticket, but I do like Stormont Tim's chances for landing somewhere underneath. Then I went to number 6, Peter Crown. This is one that we were on almost week after week after week, and has been racing really well. Had post 7 last time, ended up closing into it pretty well to get beat a length in third. I'll post 6 again this time around. I think Peter Crown's being more effective when he draws further inside, but you can't discount this one's chances because he's really put together a nice campaign this year, hitting the board in 7 of 12 and winning 3 of those races for Steve Watson. And Brett McDonald will be back at the controls tonight after driving to that 3rd place finish last time. In for the 4th spot, I went to number 3, Horoscope. This is one that's led a long way in the Prospect Series last time at Clinton, got picked up on the wire by a head. I thought that Horoscope should have probably closed that one out, but is a speed threat and a trip threat because tactical speed for number 3 Horoscope should get away well and maybe sits a favorable trip to get a piece of it. I've got him pegged for a smaller share, 7-1 on the board. Not a bad price on Horoscope. I'm going to stick with number 1, Holiday Dream as my top selection. 3-2 on the board, but not be surprised for that to go even lower to around even money come post time. But we'll come back and talk about race number 8 a little further with Gary Guy after the post break.
Field for the 8th race on Parade 1. Halliday Dream, J. Harris for Kyle Rule. Number 2, Heavy Duty, Tyler Borth for Natalie Elliott. Number 3 is Horoscope, Wayne Henry for Henry Stable and Daylon Farms. And number 4, Stormont Tim, Colin Kelly for Tim Myers and Jacob McCurley. Number 5 is War We Wiz, Scott Culver, Ted McDonnell, and Leonard Gamble, and Legendary Standardbreds. Number 6, Peter Crown, Brett McDonough for Steve Watson. And number 7, Crazy Money DeVee, Travis Henry from Mark Winnicott and Jim Maximo Racing. And number 8, Prestige Worldwide, Anthony Hod for Melissa Lamoureux and Jeffrey Boyd and Glenn Bechtel. And number 9 is Petro Dealan. It's Daryl Laver driving and training and owning. Field of 9, race number 8. Well, let's get a look at this field, and we're going to start with number 1, Halliday Dream, 6-5 on the board. All of the handicappers have the 1 on top, and also there is one Halliday Dream scoring down now, giving a little a tip of what we might be seeing, Rob.
Yeah, looks pretty energetic on the track, Gary, and Jay Harris has gotten along very well with this one in the 2 starts here at Grand River, both victories, and was a surprise to all of us 3 starts ago at 10-1, not so much last time at 3-1, and now this time is going to be probably the heavy favorite, odds-on favorite maybe, even come post time. And from the pole position, we do see that one break, which might be a concern because, for me, the rail's not the best spot for a horse that can break, off the gate, but has looked pretty smooth in each of his last 3.
Number 4, Stormont Tim, is the one that you used underneath a Halliday Dream, and I didn't use on my top 4. Now, the last race here, post 7, and never really got into it. Maybe it's one you stroke out, but doesn't have a win in 8 starts in the year. Certainly is one that can get off the gate and showed that gate speed at Sarnia.
And that's really the whole reason why I use Stormont Tim is that, we've got that front-end bias here typically at Grand River Raceway, and speed can hold up pretty well. I thought last time, you can't really measure that start for much, and post 7, now post 4, and Colin Kelly creates speed. We talk about the pole position creating speed. Well, so does Colin Kelly sometimes, and maybe from post 4 and here with the one that has a lot of get up and go off the gate, we'll see this one blast off and hopefully look for position somewhere. And I thought that if he can get, around Holiday Dream or in behind Holiday Dream, maybe he sticks around for a piece. And I'm certainly liking the price at 8-1 better than the 7-2 he was when I spoke about him earlier.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, number 6, Peter Crown. I toyed with using this one on top, and I almost did. I would certainly get a better price at 7-2. I would not be surprised if Peter Crown wins. Was my second pick and your third. Peter Crown's been doing nothing wrong. It's really been flashing some fine ability.
Yeah, and when he draws, inside, he's one you can pretty much go to the bank on. The problem is his last 2, he's drawn post 7 and post 5. Still one from post 5, 2 starts back. Now post 6 tonight. Looks good on the track, and not one you can count out, that's for sure. And a price of 4-1, if someone said, hey, I'm going to take a shot on Peter Crown here, I wouldn't deter them from it because he is a nice horse.
And you get the 4-1, now 9-2 instead of the 3-5 on the board. And also, I've loved the work of Brett McDonald. Steve Watson's got those numbers. Well, of course, Peter Crown's his main man. Peter Crown, you know what? I might regret not taking him on top just because I'd like to be sitting on the 9-2 horse rather than the 4-5. There are 3 Horoscope. And one that only one win, but certainly one that's tough to leave off the ticket, especially gate speed, favorable post, and a big 10 out of 13 on the top 3 on the year.
Yeah, that's the key with this one for me and why I can't throw this one off from getting a share. Horoscope, I thought, probably should have held on last time at Clinton in the Prospect Series, but has hit the board in 10 of 13, like you just mentioned. So I had to put this horse somewhere in my selections. I went down to the 4th spot, but this one has really speed as well and flashes it frequently. Horoscope might be one that tries to get off the gate to get a favorable trip. So I wouldn't be surprised even if Horoscope outperforms my projection of finishing fourth.
A horse that I did use on the ticket third and you didn't is 5 Warway Whiz. I understand why, but Warway Whiz, I tell you, can really leave, and I don't fault him for tailing off a little bit in the late going last time out. Warway Whiz could be a factor, and you get 20 to 1.
Yeah, reunited with Scott Coulter as well, right? And that's who had all the success with Warway Wiz. So maybe we'll see a rejuvenation of this one tonight. 20 to 1 on the board, big time price.
The field for race number 8 taking up their positions. It is Holiday Dream and Heavy Duty and Horoscope. On the inside of the center, Stormont Tim and Warway Wiz. To the outside, Peter Crown, Crazy Money to Be, and Prestige Worldwide. And the second tier, Petro Dealin and Holiday Dream with a break right now. And Holiday Dream is way back at the start. And Horoscope is going to leap out. Warway Whiz to the outside. Peter Crown is also driving in Heavy Duty. But right now, it is Horoscope who's got the lead. And Warway Whiz is racing second. Heavy Duty is third. Peter Crown is racing fourth and now is going to work over to the pylons. And then it is back to Petro Dealin and Stormont Tim. And then Crazy Money to Be and Prestige Worldwide. And the inquiry sign is up pertaining to that break of number 1. Holiday Dream. They race on to the opening quarter. Horoscope at 13 to 1 has the lead, and racing second is Warway Whiz. And then it is Heavy Duty. Peter Crown is trotting fourth. Petro Dealin racing fifth. Now Stormont Tim works on the outside. And then it is Crazy Money to Be and Prestige Worldwide. And the field works their way off the turn. And Horoscope at 13 to 1 right now has the lead. And it is Horoscope who's got the lead over Warway Whiz. And here comes Peter Crown now. Heavy Duty. Stormont Tim. Petro Dealin. Crazy Money to Be and Prestige Worldwide. And way back is a Holiday Dream. They race their way on into the backstretch, and Horoscope has a lead. Off stride Stormont Tim. Now here comes Peter Crown. Peter Crown is moving up against Horoscope. Peter Crown's come on to within about a length and 3/4 of lead, but Horoscope still looks good on top. And now Peter Crown just might have flattened out a little bit, and driving on is Horoscope, and down to the inside third is Warway Whiz, and then it is Heavy Duty and Crazy Money to Be and Petro Dealin, and then it is Prestige Worldwide. It is Horoscope at 13 to 1, and now kicking. Here comes Heavy Duty with a Heavy Duty move, and Peter Crown darted down to the inside. They turn on down the lane. Off 3/4, 130 and 2. Horoscope continues to march. Horoscope is going to win, and then it is Heavy Duty second. Third goes to Peter Crown. 3 across the track for fourth. 2 minutes and 4/5. The inquiry sign is up. And it pertains to that break in stride of 1 Holiday Dream, which definitely changed the complexion here. But nonetheless, Horoscope was great.
Definitely Horoscope closed it out this time. Didn't do so last time at Clinton, and this time makes every call a winning one at Grand River Raceway at odds of 13 to 1. But we'll still have to check to see what the ruling is going to be on Holiday Dream at 2 to 5. But either way, a nice effort for Horoscope for Wayne Henry.
The top 3 are 3-2-6. It is pretty close. There's 3 across the track for fourth, and the inquiry pertaining to the 1. But Horoscope, it was inside speed. That was one thing we noted, and got the lead, and then was able to keep it going. The fractions were pretty even. They were honest.
Yeah, definitely honest. And I thought that Heavy Duty might make a big move there on the last turn, and it did make a nice move to finish second. It was one that we saw here, at Grand River when that one was beginning his career, and came back here for a nice effort to finish second tonight at 12 to 1 as well. So one to keep an eye on for next time.
Yeah, maybe we needed to see one against this level, because had been very effective in against a lower classes, but Heavy Duty proved that he does fit with this bunch.
Definitely, yeah. Peter Crown, was making a nice move into it, kind of flattened out, but still did well, right, to finish third. Didn't really get beat too much, and Peter Crown is one that, like we said, you can never count him out, and look what he did again. He ends up finishing third at 6 to 1.
And number 5, Warway Whiz, manages to nab the 4th position at 19 to 1. It is a 3-2-6-5 unofficial top four. Note that inquiry pertains to number 1, Holiday Dream. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 8. It is number 3, Horoscope, a 3-year-old Cadabra Bay Gelding, owned by Henry Stable and Dalon Farms. Wayne Henry is the trainer and the winning driver. And out trackside, the whole gang from the Center Wellington Chamber of Commerce Local Biz Nights. Fans note the judges ruling that number 1, Holiday Dream, is going to be refunded, determined to have not received the Fair Start poll, not been inside of the Fair Start poll at the start of the race and did not receive a fair start. A refund on 1, Holiday Dream. Eighth race payouts, 3, Horoscope, 1180, 573, 32, Heavy Duty, 720 and 430, 6-Peter Crown, $280, $2 Exactor, $41.50, dollar Try, $107.15, dollar Super, $364.35. A three-sort finish from the top is a refund 218-43567. That's refund 218-43567.
All right, folks. Well, time flies when you're having fun. It's already race 9, and you know what that means? Just 2 races left on the card. Your last chance to play a multi-leg wager, the late double. So make sure you get your bets in for that one. In race 9, we've got fillies and mares, non-winners of 2,000 last 3 or 3,500 last 5. And I went to a mare who is taking all the support right now. Number 5, Casino Classic, 7-5 on the board. And it doesn't surprise me that she's taking a lot of action because she's been racing against the boys in many of her most recent efforts. And last time in the preferred 3 at Clinton Raceway, I thought it was a pretty solid try for this one. Got away in the 3-hole from post 3, came first over, tried to battle for the lead for a bit before kind of fading, but still finished 4th, beating only 5 lengths. You know, Maximus Power or Jack of Clubs would be overwhelming favorites in here. So I just think Casino Classic has a right to come up with a pretty solid effort tonight, facing against fellow mares in this contest. Has to work from post 5, but she's been versatile in the past. She can go to the front, or she can also race from out of it. The only concern, you know, is the 0 for 9 this season. Has hit the board in 4 of those races. Does have 26 lifetime wins, so no stranger to the winner's circle. Number 5, Casino Classic, 7-5, though a little shorter of a price than I was expecting. In for second, number 1, Kay's Shadow. This one gets the pole position to work from. And last 2 at Mohawk Park, I'm willing just to say, you know, I'll forgive her for those. It's Mohawk Park, even in the bottom condition, facing, you know, much tougher. And then 3 starts back, though, and non-winners of 1,000 last 3 was a real nice winner at Kawartha Downs. And now from the rail tonight should be forwardly placed. I see both Ontario Racing and Ken Middleton both put her on top, and I understand why. I think that Kay's Shadow has a big chance in here, especially from that pole position, and that's why I pegged her in the second spot. In for third, number 2, Wildcat Delight. You know, has been racing last time in non-winners of 50,000 lifetime, and, you know, taking on some pretty tough ones in Sports Duchess and Random Aragio. Now gets to face, you know, probably much easier in this contest, and it isn't too far from who she faced 2 starts back at Sarnia on July 31st when she was a winner. So good post to work from, you know, strong connections with Tyler Notstad doing the training and Travis Cullen in the bike. Wildcat Delight is one you have to consider in here, 3-1 on the board. Right now I've just rhymed through the 3 logical horses on the odds board as well, the 3 favorites. In for fourth, I went to number 3, Insincerity. This 12-year-old mare has 59 lifetime wins and over $380,000 made in her career. She gets Scott Coulter and the bike tonight, and I just think that, you know, this mare might be able to sit a trip in here, get away, get to the pylons, and maybe close for a piece of it, you know, whether it be in the bottom end of the trifecta or the super at a price, and right now is 11-1 on the board. But I see that the mares are making their way onto the track for race number 9, but we'll come back and discuss a little further with Gary Guy after the post parade.
Field on parade for the ninth. 1K Shadow Dick Point for James Dean. Number 2, Wildcat Delight, Travis Culliford, Tyler Nostad, and Blue Shoe Investments. Number 3, Insincerity, Scott Calder for William Ham. Number 4, Stracanza, Travis Henry for Pam Forgay and Dr. Steve Taylor. 5 is Casino Classic, Austin Sorry for Robert Manders and Scott Manders and Keith Manders. And number 6, St. Lads, Fiji, Brent McDonough for John Marshall and Marlene Marshall. And number 8 is Top Royal, Jay Harris for Kendall Ron and Brighton Farms. Field of 7, race number 9. Well, let's get a look at this field, and we're going to start with Rob's top pick, number 5, Casino Classic, and my 4th one. So we clearly have a different view on things here. And Casino Classic is the favorite at 8-5. Winless in 9 tries this year, but back class and one that definitely shows enough. That start to go at Dresden was fine. The last race spent a lot of time on the outside. Casino Classic, Rob.
Yeah, racing against the boys and now gets to, face fellow mares in here. Last time, battled a long way, and the fractions were pretty solid in that race too. 28-2, 57-3, 127-2 at Clinton, and Maximus Power and Jacket Clubs would be overwhelming favorites in this contest, that's for sure. And then even two-back Oak Rock Eldorado is one that would probably take support in here as well. So I don't mind putting Casino Classic on top. She's a classy mare, and 9-5 on the board. Was hoping for maybe 5-2 or 3-1. Still a little too short for me to get excited as a win ticket, but I think she's got a big chance.
Number 1, Case Shadow, is one that it'll be interesting to see whether the plan is to leave hard, because did leave from post 3 at Kawartha and race a lot better and win in 53-3 3 races ago. The last 2 against Tougher at Mohawk will come back to a level that might suit her better. It'll be I'm interested to see what you think. Will she be able to leave well on the inside? In fact, might she make the lead?
I think so, and I think that will be the plan, because if you look back, that start of Kawartha is more indicative of what she faces tonight. Got away in the 2-hole and then won with these. The last 2, she's just not, in a position to go that kind of speed right now, and they went pretty quick early, 26-4 on both of them. So from the pole position, Gary, we see it frequently. It creates speed for horses, and K Shadow has shown speed in the past, so I would expect her to be blasting out and trying to take advantage of that spot on the rail.
Now, my top pick is number 2, Wildcat Delight, Travis Culliford, Tyler Nostad. I love her in here. And I think if you go back and you look back towards the end of June, in against Tougher and went to the front, I think has an excuse for tiring in that one. And still, it was a mile of 54-4. That's good speed. Measures well here. I like the barn. I love Travis's driving. I actually think Wildcat Delight's going to make the lead over Case Shadow. That'll tell a lot of the story early. 2-1 on Wildcat Delight. Just drop now.
Yeah, taking a lot of support right now. You know what I was saying? I was comparing horses on Casino Classic. I guess we can compare horses on Wildcat Delight as well, because you see Sports Duchess, but you see Rana Miraggio all over her paper, and Rana Miraggio would be 1-9 in here in her current form. So, Wildcat Delight is definitely one that has a chance. I pegged this horse for third, and maybe kind of knocking her for her latest, but you're right, it is against much tougher, and she should enjoy the class relief tonight.
Number 3, Insincerity, is one that's got a lot of back class and Scott Coulter driving, and 59 lifetime wins.
Yeah, one that you're just hoping can, find that old form, but has been, hitting the board this season as well. Only 1 for 15 this season, so certainly not winning at that big clip that she did earlier in her career, but she's hit the board in 5 of 15. I just look at it and see, Scott Coulter might be able to work out a good trip for this one, and at 12 years of age, maybe she can, get a piece of it somewhere, whether it be the Tri or the Super. Big price right now, 20-1.
And number 4, Strakanza, is the one that I used for second. So we definitely have a different view. You have 5 and 1 on top, and I have 2 and 4. Strakanza, I'm willing to forgive that last race at Georgia and go to the previous 2, as Strakanza was 54 and 2 second against a field that probably is a little bit better than this one, or at least the same. Strakanza is currently offering 7 to 1. The gate is rolling for race number 9. It is a field of 7. It is Kay's Shadow, Wildcat Delight on the inside. In the center, Insincerity, Strakanza, and Casino Classic. On the outside, St. Lads Fiji and Top Royal. It's a field of 7 for the 9th race. They're working their way towards the top of the stretch. Here they come. And the field for the 9th race in the stretch drive, gathering speed. They're at the start of the route. Wildcat Delight leads with Strakanza. Kay's Shadow along to the inside. And then Insincerity. Kay's Shadow uses that inside advantage. And now Wildcat Delight is racing and is going to find the pocket. Then Insincerity. Strakanza. Then it is back to Casino Classic and St. Lads Fiji and Top Royal. Kay's Shadow was able to make the lead and is in front by 2 1/4. Wildcat Delight is second. Insincerity third. Then Strakanza, Casino Classic, and St. Lads Fiji and Top Royal 27 and 3. It was a solid opening panel. Kay's Shadow has got the lead for Nick Boyd, and Wildcat Delight is there in the pocket, and racing third is Insincerity. Then Strakanza, Casino Classic, St. Lads Fiji, and Top Royal now moves to the outside. They race off the turn. Kay's Shadow and Nick Boyd's got the lead. That is Wildcat Delight and Travis Cullen in the pocket. Insincerity racing third. And now driving to the outside, here comes Casino Classic working first over. Strakanza to the inside. Then it is Top Royal and St. Lads Fiji. Into the backstretch they go, and Kay's Shadow with the lead. Wildcat Delight getting some urging to move up and close the gap, but not doing right now. Kay's Shadow continues on. Wildcat Delight is second. Insincerity third, and then it is Strakanza. Then St. Lads Fiji, Casino Classic, and Top Royal. Kay's Shadow, now Wildcat Delight is getting a little closer. They hustle up to 3/4, 125 and 4. Kay's Shadow, Wildcat Delight, and Travis Cullen doing a lot of work on the outside. But Kay's Shadow and Nick Boyd is still sitting chilly in the bike. And then it is Insincerity and Strakanza and St. Lads Fiji. They turn on down the lane. Kay's Shadow on the inside. Wildcat Delight on the outside. But Kay's Shadow just drives on. Kay's Shadow makes every call a winning one up the inside. St. Lads Fiji. And then it's between Insincerity and Wildcat Delight. 155 and 1. Kay's Shadow inside post position. Rob made the lead and was able to just truck right on. Nice, even fractions, very respectable fractions, but certainly still had plenty alive down the lane.
Yeah, definitely. I thought this one would win the battle to the opening turn, and that's exactly what happened. And I put this one in for second. Obviously, Casino Classic just didn't have it tonight, but I love the way that Nick Boyd actually got this one to come back to him in the second quarter. Ended up getting a decent enough breather, and then had to step on the accelerator again, and really did it with ease to the wire there, and a nice mile time of 155 and 1. I know he's a big fan of this mare, and a nice victory from the pole position tonight.
Yeah, I think that 29 and 2 second quarter was just all that he needed. And Wildcat Delight, even around that final turn, Travis Cullen was working fairly hard on keeping Wildcat Delight alive, and Nick Boyd looked pretty relaxed.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that maybe Wildcat Delight would make it close, around the last turn there. But you're right. The body language of Nick Boyd was much different than that of Travis Cullen. And I think Nick had lots left in the tank there. But a nice steer, and kind of very similar to what we saw from this one 3 starts ago at Kawartha. So when she faces rivals that she fits in well against, she seems to come out on top, and maybe we'll see more of that from this mare.
And the classy Insincerity, the 3-horse at 30 to 1, helps your super effective. You have 162 and then the 3 in the 4 spot. Coming back in front of us is number 1K's Shadow, an 8-year-old Shadow Play Bay Mare, owned and trained by James Dean of Guelph. Nick Boyd is the winning driver. It's the third win this year, 21st lifetime K Shadow, 155-1. The ninth race of payouts. 1K Shadow 770, 553.30. 6 St. Lads Fiji 1050 and 650. And number 2 Wildcat Delight pays 290. $2 exactor 84.80. The dollar dry 310.85. The dollar super 2,219.15. Ninth race order finish from the top. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, scratch 7. That's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, scratch 7.
All right, folks. Well, it's time for the last race of the evening. And first of all, thank you so much for everyone that tuned in and played along tonight. We had almost $30,000 of new money in that pick 5 wager. And thanks to everyone that interacted with us on Twitter all night as well. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at GrandRR. And you can follow me and interact with me about horse racing or anything else at Robert Reed Jr. Pretty simple. Just at my name. All right, so in the finale, it is our super high five. One more chance to get down a big ticket. And, as Gary likes to call it, the pentafecta. It is for trotters, non-winners of 20,000 life. And while I did go to the favorite in here, number 4, Lady Titan, she's won 2 in a row. But it's only been by a neck in each of those efforts, but it was just kind of the way she did it. I think it's been easier than advertised on paper. I see, though, that all the handicappers are on board again. And, I said to someone earlier on Twitter, when you see the NFL broadcasts and all the experts take one team, something sometimes happens and the other team wins. So I don't know. Lady Titan right now at 9-5. I think she merits big time respect in here. But if you want to try to get some value, you're going to have to go searching elsewhere for a price, right? So maybe number 9, Petro Angel. That's the one I pegged underneath her. And let's see here. Does that have everyone? Wow, all of us have the 9 Petro Angel pegged for second as well. Petro Angel was a winner in the Prospect Series last time from the pole position. And Brett McDonald was aboard on that occasion. And maybe, this one is moving in the right direction. We've seen some really nice efforts from this one. 2 wins out of 10 so far this year. Hit the board in 5. Trailing post. The question is, where will she get away? And that's probably why she's not getting a ton of support right now on the board at 8-1. But I think she does merit respect in here and has a chance. In for third, I actually went to the 1, Off-Road Hanover, as a price play. Last time, post 8. I'm going to cross that one right off the page. 2 starts back, though, in an easier class than this one. Got away thirds, had an inside trip, ended up finishing 4th. Tonight you get Scott Coulter, you get the pole position. We see the rail spot hit the ticket so often here, especially in that super high 5. I'm willing to put Off-Road Hanover on the ticket at a big price and 35-1. Sign me up for somewhere underneath, maybe the 3rd, 4th, or 5th spot. And that's why I can use Petro Angel a little bit more, because if I like the 1, I like the 9, and vice versa. In for 4th, number 7, at Atlanta Express. Much improved effort last time from this one. Ended up being second over, only got beat a neck in the end to Lady Titan. And look at the odds board right now. One's 8-5, one's 5-1. Only a neck separated them. So if you can stomach the post position of post 7, maybe you say, well, if I only got beat by a neck last time with Atlanta Express, maybe I bet that one to win tonight at a better price of 5-1, but obviously much lower than that 35-1 that she offered last time. In the 5th spot, I went to number 5, Hooray Frankie. I thought this one, is one that might be able to hit the ticket, maybe even step up and finish in a higher position. 0 for 12, though, this season. 7-1 on the board. It's about the right price on this one, and I just think maybe a lesser share is in the cards for Hooray Frankie tonight. But I noticed that the Trotters are moving onto the track for the finale of the evening. We'll come back and talk about it one more time with Gary Guy after the post break.
Field for the 10th on parade. 1 off-road Hanover, Scott Culver, Dr. John Chandler. Number 2, Iona Dream. Chase and Ride for Terry Gallant and Triple S Equine. Number 3 is Luminary Hanover Mark Goddard for Howard Kaufman and Bryn Mawr and Joshua Kaufman. And number 4 is Lady Titan, J.B. Renault for Julie Walker and Ben Moudry and Tim Murray and Ken Frieder. And number 5 is Ray Frankie Austin, sorry for Gaetan Bear and Luke Albrecht. Number 6, moving to the top, Bruce Richardson for Cassidy Schneider and Colonel Schneider. And number 7, Atlanta Express, Colin Kelly for Jared Benko and Gary Brown. 8 is Stoked Blue Chip, Trevor Henry for Gerard Demers. And number 9 is Petro Angel, brought down over Daryl Laver. Field of 9, race number 10. We'll get a look at this field, and we have to start with number 4, Lady Titan. And, well, is one that really has come on and been on fire here. And Lady Titan off of back-to-back wins. Now, they were only a neck, but they were impressive efforts for Lady Titan. 3 wins on the year. J.B. Renault and Lady Titan is getting all the love, and I think Lady Titan deserves it, Rob.
She definitely does. She looks good on the track right now, and also JBR gave her fantastic steers in both those races. Won by a slim margin, but hey, they don't put that on the check, and they don't put that on your win ticket, right? So 6-5 on the board right now. For me, I'm thinking, okay, well, I can't really put a win ticket on her that price. I would certainly use her everywhere in the exotics, that's for sure. Maybe even key her on top of a super high 5 ticket. But, that price, 6-5, it might even get shorter come post time.
There's number 9, Petro Angel, and you used the 9. We all used the 9 for second. You're also the only one that used the 1 on your ticket, so you followed your rule with Petro Angel. It'll be interesting to see if Off-Road Hanover leaves enough. One thing I did look, though, I looked a little further down with Off-Road Hanover, and back in February at Northfield, just before that line that you see on the program, you see a line there making a break early. So 2 breaks early in the last about 7 or 8 starts. Off-Road Hanover does have gate speed. We'll talk about Petro Angel, though, one that's been good and off of a win at Clinton. Definitely has enough to get the job done if Petro Angel can find a way off the gate.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that, Petro Angel looked really good on the track just now, and nice effort last time to win at Clinton. I think that's what it comes down to. If she can get a decent spot off the gate, she's got a chance in here. She's one that, has earned, 11,000 in her career. So you'll get one like Lady Titan that's already made nearly, 30,000 and is 1 year a senior. So maturity edge for the favorite over this one. But I think that when it comes to talent, Petro Angel's an improving one and might have a big chance with the right kind of trip.
Down on the inside, 1 Off-Road Hanover, and as mentioned, there is gate speed, but there's also some concern. And Scotty Coulter driving, a veteran driver that's capable. Off-Road Hanover inside with a trotter. We'll see how it pans out, but you do get 19-1.
Yeah, just looking for a price on the ticket, right? Especially that super high 5. We see it so often. Afterwards, we go, oh, my God, the horse that made it was the rail horse at a big price. Maybe that happens again tonight. I like the effort, too, back. It was against slightly easier last time. I just strike it right off the page. If Scotty can keep this one trotting tonight, I think he's got a chance to land somewhere on the ticket. Number
7, Atlanta Express and Colin Kelly. Despite post 7, I think you have to consider this one as a possibility on the Pentafecta at Atlanta Express. That last race, second to Lady Titan, finishing in front of Peter Crown. Very fine measuring stick, and did it from a bit off the pace.
Yeah, it jumped off the page. It jumps off the page at you, and also jumped out at us that evening. And we kind of looked at it and said, "Wow, like what an effort from Atlanta Express." So when one kind of improves that much, you have to kind of say, "Okay, what if she comes out and improves even a little more this time around?" Now, more difficult post position, but again, the discrepancy in odds is kind of wild, isn't it? 6-5 versus 17-1. Only a neck separated them last time.
Number 5, Hooray Frankie, is the one that you used on the bottom of your super high 5, and I used that one for third. Now, only one win in 30 starts, so one of the reasons why you might struggle to use this one. But that last trip, that was really, really tough. Parked every step and out 3 wide. The start before it, interference break. Then you see some good form just before that, second beaten ahead to Holiday Dream and in front of Peter Crown.
Yeah, and just missed on that occasion. I actually thought Hooray Frankie was going to win on that night, but missed by a head. And as one, like you said, last time got a tough trip. Maybe with a more favorable trip this time, she's one that has he is one that has a chance in here. 12-1 on the board. The price certainly is right at the moment.
Well, we have a field of 9 for race number 10 moving in. It is the final dash, and well, Rob and I both have number 4, Lady Titan, off those impressive last couple. But Lady Titan 6-5 on the board. We both have Petra Angel second, 7-2. It could be an interesting final dash, and it is the Pentafecta, the super high 5 in the final race on a warm and wonderful Wednesday night at Grand River Raceway as the horses are gathering in behind the gate at the river. Off-road Hanover and Iona Dream and Luminary Hanover on the inside. In the center, Lady Titan and Hooray Frankie. To the outside, moving to the top, Atalanta Express and Stoke Blue Chip. And the second tier, Petro Angel. It's a field of 9, the 10th and final dash. Giddy up, here they come. Field for the 10th race, gathering speed. And there at the start of the rough, Iona Dream leaves out. Off-road Hanover has gone off stride. Petro Angel gets around off-road Hanover. It is Iona Dream who's got the lead. And racing second is Luminary Hanover. And now with the break is Petro Angel. Lady Titan is racing third. And then Stoked Blue Chip from the outside post is able to get away fourth. And then Hooray Frankie. And moving to the top, they race on to the opening quarter. Iona Dream owns the front for Jason Ryan. Luminary Hanover is second. Lady Titan is sitting third right now and is about 3 1/4 off the lead. And then Stoked Blue Chip is racing position fourth in front of Hooray Frankie, and then moving to the top. And then it is back to Petro Angel and Off-Road Hanover as the field works on around the turn. And then further back, Atalanta Express also made a break in stride. They race their way on towards us. It is Iona Dream, who owns a lead of about a length and a half over Luminary Hanover and Mark Goddard. Now here comes Lady Titan, and JBR's on the move on the outside. And then Stoked Blue Chip is in the hunt from fourth, and on the inside racing fifth is Hooray Frankie. And then it is moving to the top, and back further is Petro Angel and Off-Road Hanover. Right now it is Lady Titan on the outside and is looming against Iona Dream. It is Lady Titan and Iona Dream. Lady Titan by nose. Iona Dream on the inside, though, isn't packing it in easily and is right there just a neck off the lead at 14-1 and is fighting gamely to fend off Lady Titan. Lady Titan by about a head on the inside. Iona Dream. Those two are getting away in the field. Luminary Hanover made a break. Stoke Blue Chip is racing third, and then it is moving to the top and Hooray Frankie. Iona Dream now owns a lead of a nose. Lady Titan is still fighting. 3/4, 1:29. They turn from Lady Titan, Iona Dream. Iona Dream and Jason Ryan. Lady Titan, JBR on the outside. They're dueling all the way to the finish. And finally getting there was Lady Titan over a very stubborn Iona Dream. And then it was Stoked Blue Chip moving to the top. And Hooray Frankie. The 10th race with the inquiry sign up pertaining to the breaks in stride. That was impressive. Lady Titan had to work really hard. You really got to hand it to Iona Dream, who outraced the odds and almost outraced Lady Titan to the finish.
Definitely, yeah. Nice effort from Iona Dream. And does Lady Titan win by a neck again?
It might have even been a head, but we'll see if it winds up being a neck. Maybe that's just the measurement that she likes to win by.
Either way, right? You got 3 consecutive victories, and they're all going to be by a neck, or maybe even a neck or less if it's by a head tonight. She has a nose for the wire, though, right? She gets the job done again. streaking mare right now with 3 consecutive victories. Yeah, we'll probably call that one ahead, right, Gary?
Well, just to give it to me, let me have one right once in a while.
Well, hey, why not?
Okay. And listen, that was really impressive. I Own a Dream. You got to put that on your watch list because I Own a Dream really raced well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I left out from the inside post there, and I actually thought that we'd see that one go all the way because I thought a few times she may have actually put away Lady Titan, but she'd have none of it to get past that one. Lady Titan's won 3 in a row now at the level, so it's pretty impressive that I Own a Dream can step up here, leave out, and almost hold that one off, especially at a big price of 14-1. One that certainly escaped my selections.
My fourth choice was number 8, Stoked Blue Chip. We didn't touch on that one because post position 8, but Trevor Henry and Gerard Demers, you kind of have to often think about that, but then benefited by some breakers, which can often happen with trotters, so was able to get placed from post position 8 within striking distance.
Yeah, definitely. I won't be leaving off Demers and Trevor Henry from now on when they hook up here at Grand River, or really Trevor anytime he makes a trip over.
It is a 4-2-8-6-5 with the inquiry side up. And number 4, Lady Titan, is back in front of us. The 3rd consecutive win, 4th win this year, 5th lifetime. Lady Titan, a 4-year-old EL Titan Bay mare, owned by Ben Moudry and Timothy Murray and Ken Frieder. Julie Walker is the trainer. Jean-Bernard Renault, JBR, the winning drive. It's the 4th this year. Lady Titan. Fans note the judges ruling that all horses did not violate the braking regulations. On the board, 4-2-8-6-5. The 10th race, payouts. Number 4, Lady Titan, $3.40, $3 2, I Own a Dream, $14.20 and $7.90. And 8, Stoked Blue Chip, $5.20. $2 exactor, $24.40. Dollar try, $79.80. The double, $16.50. The dollar win for $338.75. The dollar high five, $3,570.65. Ka-ching. The 10th race order finish from the top. 629-154-837. That's 629-154-837. Well, fans, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed your night here at Grand River Raceway. And join us again. The next live racing event is this coming Friday. First race post, 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Christine.
Good night, Gary God.
Good night, Robert, team player.